to Carter Field here. Adam Gore, Jeremy Kennedy, Ryan Whittington on the sidelines today for this matchup. Jeremy, a big matchup here. 7 games in a row. Calhoun City's taken the last 4. Vardaman took the first 3. 58th edition of this one. Calhoun City leads the series 40-16-2, but this one should be a barn burner.
Absolutely, we talked about it, and it's going to be a big matchup for both teams. If you're Calhoun City, you're going to have to set the tone early. You're going to have to get on Vardaman early, get them down. We'll see how they respond to adversity if they do that.
Each team with 2 primetime players, Mark Fox, Malcolm Bell from Calhoun City. The air game is going to be key for them to open up the run.
Absolutely. They're going to have to utilize Malcolm Bell through the air and allow him to get some passes early, then slip in there with the run. Look for a lot of option, look for a lot of athleticism. And you counter that with Vardaman. They've got 2 guys in the backfield, ran for over 1,000 yards last year. Clemens has got to have a big night for Vardaman to be successful.
Absolutely. Look for the air game to be sort of a surprise attack this year out of Vardaman Rams. We're moments away from kickoff, so we'll take you to a quick break, and then we'll come back with Reggie Callahan, Steve Witten, and Stephen Chris up top here from Carter Field.
Good evening. I'm Steve Witten. Joining me tonight is Reggie Callahan, and we're at Carter Field here in Vardaman, Mississippi, where the Vardaman Rams will be hosting the Calhoun City Wildcats. The Calhoun City Wildcats will be kicking off to the Vardaman Rams, and we'll start off tonight's action.
2006.
Reggie, are you as excited as I am to get this season going?
I'm ready to see some football. I've been waiting on it for 2 or 3 weeks, and you know, you start seeing the atmosphere change this time of year, and you get excited about it. And this ought to be 2 key matchups right here tonight, Steve, to kind of figure out what kind of year both teams will have, because this is a big test on both sides of the ball here.
All right, as we get ready for the kickoff here. All right, off the kickoff action, the Wildcats have put it through the end zone. The Vardaman Rams will bring it out on the 20-yard line. We'll see a couple of names right off the bat that I'm very interested in. That'll be Kelvin Clemens and Terrence Jones for the Rams. Now, they both come in from an excellent season last year and high expectations from Coach Mark Bray on getting this thing going early.
Yeah, Clemens, it seems like he's been here forever, and you know, he was good when he was a sophomore and a junior, and now looking forward to seeing him as a senior, because he'll be one of the key leaders for Vardaman this year for sure.
Terrence Jones, your starting quarterback for the Rams.
All right.
Kevin Clemens, your ball carrier, knocked out of bounds by number 9.
First play from scrimmage, the Rams take it wide to the left, pick up roughly about 15 yards. Good start to the Vardaman Rams offense. You know, last year they really tried to develop the run, but their passing game was so effective that they ended up throwing the ball 15, 20 times a game.
They did, but they went to the bread and butter there, and I think we'll see that a lot tonight. Clemens started out on fire as he got about 15 yards on the first play from scrimmage, and Vardaman's moving the ball early here. You're going to take a quarterback draw and get about 6 or 7 yards there, and so now you got your 1-2 punch working already, Steve, and you can see kind of what Vardaman's game plan is early here with running the football.
It sure is. Anytime an offense can come out and establish that run, it's a good sign. And we've seen a couple players already getting in the mix on the offense. Here the Rams come back out to the line of scrimmage. Terrence Jones taking it from the shotgun position. Oh, we got a flag on the sidelines.
Flag on the plate.
It could be a lineup offsides type penalty. I didn't see anybody move, so maybe in the neutral zone there. And that's exactly what we have with Calhoun City lining up all sides. And Vardaman didn't need any help, as they've already established 2 good running plays. And you cannot forget about the passing attack Vardaman has. They have some excellent receivers this year. So, and I've talked to Coach Bray earlier in the year, and he's excited about this year. He thinks that they've got some special things happening on the football field for him in this campaign.
All right, once again, Terrence Jones in the shotgun position. Oh, just out of his reach. Hawks just a tad shy on that play.
Exactly. Jones was about a half a step too long on it, but he laid the ball up beautifully only for his man to be able to catch the football, Steve. And there I go when we're talking about setting up the run and all, and then with a pass. And So Vardaman's showing all their weapons early here. Is they're not scared to throw or pass here.
That's right, and it sure looks like Coach Bray's giving him the option of where to go with this football already early in the season.
Now you come back with Clemens on account of a counter play, and he had everybody loaded to the right, and he ran back to the weak side and got small yardage. But now we're going to see what kind of third down situation Vardaman can work themselves out of, and it being 3rd and long.
That's right, 3rd and long for the first time this year, and the first time in this quarter. It's already been a couple of minutes in the first quarter with 10:38 to go. Vardaman has driven the ball down the field, but once again, 3rd and 9.
Got his man, and good catch by number 2 for the Vardaman Rams, and that's going to be Casey Horton. And he made an outstanding catch with his hands and watched the ball in there. And beautiful play by Vardaman as they just continuously marching on down the field without much problems. And a good-looking drive to start the year out, Steve.
That's right. I mean, that's experience with the ball at quarterback. I mean, 3rd down long, first game of the season, he rolled around just like he had all the experience in the world, very at ease.
Exactly, picture perfect. And Jones this time's going to hand the counter off again to Clemens, and he's broke 2 or 3 tackles and gets maybe 8 yards before he's brought down. So he's got both of it working now with the pass and the run, and they're both clicking pretty good.
When you got a running back like this young man, where you can almost guarantee if he has a hole, he's going to pick up 4 or 5. So far in this first quarter, he's getting 6 and 7.
Yeah, exactly.
So Calhoun City better toughen up on their front line. They can't let that go on all night long.
Yeah, the first thing they got to do is stop the run and then worry about the pass. But like we said earlier, Vardaman is a double threat as they load to the left again. This time with only Clemens in the backfield, and this time Jones will keep it, and he's going to break it loose into the secondary. And he's got an opportunity to get big yards as he works his way down to about the 10-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds, Steve. Outstanding play again by the young quarterback from Vardaman as they're using their experience in the quarterback and running back there, and just with a 1-2 punch, and then they mix it up with a pass here and there, and it's a beautiful drive thus far.
It's not only beautiful, they just look at ease. And I know it's early in the ball game, but this just looks like the 2nd or 3rd game into the season, comfortable setting for the Vardaman Rams already. They're just mowing down the Wildcats at this point.
That's right, very poised as you see Jones in the shotgun again with trips to the left. He hands off to Clemens, and he breaks a tackle and cuts back up in and works his way down to about the 10-yard line again, and he'll be in 2nd and short again, Steve. And so they're setting themselves up to have the opportunity to do whatever they want to do on 2nd down. Is when you get big yardage on 1st down, it opens the ball game up so much easier for your offense to operate.
2nd down, 3.
That's right. I mean, it's opening up Coach Bray's whole playbook. Everything's worked so far, and it's great for the Rams, but the Wildcats are back on their heels now with 2nd down, 3 to go. With 8:57 left in the first quarter, Vardaman Rams are driving for possibly their first score.
This time Jones keeps it on the keeper, and he's going to dive into the end zone and get in there for 6 points. And let's take it down to Adam Gore and see what they've seen from the sideline, Steve.
Number 5. From 10 yards out. Jacob Long into attempt the point after. Xavier Humphreys, the holder. No good. 8:45 remaining, first quarter. Vardaman Rams 6. Calhoun City Wildcats 0.
Impressive first drive of the ball game. Vardaman, that time able to go down behind Kevin Clemens, 46 yards on 5 carries. Jones capped it off with an 11-yard touchdown run. Very impressive start to the season by Vardaman.
Extremely physical, which is what we thought we'd have to see. Clemens, Jones doing it. We thought 1,000 yards last season. Off to a great start tonight already.
Absolutely. We're going to take you to a quick break, come back with more here from Carter Field right after this.
All right, welcome back to Carter Field with 8:45 left to go in the first quarter. Vardaman Rams have struck first in this rivalry game between the Calhoun City Wildcats and the Vardaman Rams. Reggie, Vardaman had an 80-yard drive and made it look easy.
It was picture perfect. I tell you, that is not a better way you could start the season because they mixed up the pass and the run, and they got the run started early, and that's what got the pass to work. And they had one third down conversion that they had to make a pass play on, but a beautiful drive for Vardaman. And now Calhoun City needs to make an answer here and see what they can do with this stingy Vardaman team they have. As a pooch kick comes in, and Calhoun City's got to find somebody to get on the football, and Vardaman's not going. And it looks like Calhoun City was lucky to get on as one of the linemen fell on it. But that was a live football after it went 10 yards, and Calhoun City was kind of waiting to see who was going to get it, and it like to wound up as Vardaman with another opportunity to operate their offense, and that would have been a disaster for the Wildcats. But nevertheless, Steve, they got the football now, and we're about midfield, good yardage to operate on, and so let's see what the Wildcats can do with their offense, because they should be as potent too with their offense. They've got a real good offensive side of the ball. The defense was on the weak side there this time, so let's see what the offense can operate with.
All right, Bellum up over center for the Wildcats. Oh, offsides already.
And the Wildcats seem to be just a little bit off. You know, we talked about how good Vardaman was at Comfort and everything, and the Wildcats look just a little bit like they're still trying to get their thing going here like it is their first football game, and they'll have to get over these jitters pretty quickly, or it could be over early, you know. So
Vardaman looked like I said earlier, second or third game, got the kinks out early. The Wildcats come out looking brain dead. I'm just going to say it right now. I hope it could change real quick, but they are sure sluggish. Bellum takes it himself off the right-hand side. Oh, good gain about 7 yards. Picks up a couple past that penalty they just had. And maybe the Wildcats will establish a rhythm like the Rams did in their first series.
Yeah, Bellum's is an established quarterback, and he's not going to freeze up or anything. You know, they made a little mistake there, but he come back and took the football and said, "Look here, guys, I'll do it myself. I'm going to get some yardage here." And they find themselves second and about 8 yards to go, and so Bellum will have to take control and calm these guys down and see if they can get their offense operating here. As you see, Bellum dropping back, looking for somebody to throw to, but he's going to run up the middle, and he breaks one. Breaks maybe 2 tackles before he gets very close to a first down, Steve.
He did get a first down, and Bellum has kind of taken it under his wing after the first 3 plays here. It's kind of normal for the Wildcats. We've seen it last year and seen it before, where Bellum kind of establishes the offense for him. I'm sure Coach Ray is going to intertwine Fox and some of these other kids into this thing, but you know they had Vardaman drive and score on them right away. And let's see what Bellum does. He comes up over center once again. Patterson out wide white, Fox right left. They pitch it back.
That time Vardaman was waiting on him waiting on the run is number 7 for the Wildcats. That's going to be Lawrence toting the ball for him, and he didn't get anywhere as the Vardaman Rams made good penetration off the defensive line and stopped them in the backfield and maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, Steve, before they got anything at all, if any.
That's right, and I tell you, a number for the Vardaman Rams, number 17, he's a junior, Billy Walker. Coach was looking and talking pretty highly of him before the season.
This time Bellum's under pressure, and he's going to be hit and dropped as low as maybe 5 yards as Vardaman comes in with a middle blitz with a linebacker and caught Calhoun City off guard there, and they've got Calhoun City kind of shaky right now. They don't know which way they're coming from as they've made 2 good defensive stands here back-to-back, Steve.
About 5 yards on the
well, not only good defensive stands, but with 6:36 left to go in the first quarter, and we're not going to beat a dead horse to death, so to speak, but Vardaman just looks smooth. They look like they've come out, they may be prepared. This early in the first quarter is not to say the Wildcats aren't going to do anything the rest of the game, the rest of the quarter, but they need to get some act together. The Vardaman Rams is going to put them in a hole.
Yeah, this is a key play here for the Wildcats as they're 3rd and long, and this time they're going to run a little reverse, and they got some blocking out there, but I don't think you'll get enough to get in major yardage as Vardaman surrounded him in a hurry when he got to the outside. So Vardaman done a good job in making up some territory after you got a few blocks out there, and Vardaman's made a good defensive stand, and the momentum's definitely on the Ram side as we look for Calhoun City to punt the football here.
That's right. But let's do not underestimate the Wildcat offense. I mean, they can strike early, quick, anytime, any play. They have the players to do it. That first series looked a little rusty, but as this game goes on, I'm sure they're going to get their act together.
Oh, yeah, this is a rivalry game, and it's not over by far. But and like I said earlier, the special teams will be a big part in this as we see what kind of punt they've got here. Is Clemens waiting on it and takes a fair catch and finds Vardaman inside the 10-yard line. So good punt for Calhoun City as they've pinned Vardaman in deep, and so they'll have a long way to go before reaching pay dirt again and see if they can make some adjustments for their defense.
That's right, and you know, it's going to be real interesting in this next series to see if that first fluid execution of their offense, was that a fluke? Was that just first game luck? If they come out here and do it again.
And we got timeout on the field, and I think this is a referee timeout, so we'll take it down to Adam and see what's going on the field.
Sponsors tonight: Bruce Telephone Company, Belk Ford Toyota, Johnson's Furniture, Bruce Eye Clinic, Dr. Eddie Brown, Griffin Motors, Pontotoc Electric Powers Association, Mississippi Marine, Chandler Drugs, Bubba T Smokehouse, Adair Carpet, Otuck Supply, Custom Coverage Insurance, Bruce Family Medical Clinic, Dr. Bruce Longest, Merchants of Farmers Bank, and Spratland Building Supply.
And welcome back to Carter Field as the Rams will take the football now for the second time of the ball game. We've got 6 minutes and 26 seconds to go in the first quarter as we've had a heat timeout, as I call it. And this time, Steve, we're going to see what Calhoun City can do if they've made any adjustments with that defense. This is one of their younger parts of their football team, and let's see if they can slow down this powerful attack from the Vardaman Rams. We see Jones putting the man in motion and got McClendon in the backfield, and he's hitting the backfield, and this time Calhoun City does do a little better job, but they let him get 2 or 3 yards before he's brought down, as they had him in the backfield that time, Steve, and let McClendon get 2 or 3 yards there before he, or Clemens, excuse me, before he was brought down, and that's just from the maturity of that kid being out there for the last 3 or 4 years.
That's right, and the Wildcats did a pretty good job of piercing the line. The first series that Vardaman had, they kind of maybe held back a little bit, but that time they followed through, came up forward, the defensive lineman did, caught him in the backfield, but like you said, his experience got him those extra 2 or 3 yards there.
Exactly. This time you got Jones with wideouts on both sides, puts the man in motion, and he hands off to Clemens again as he breaks 2 or 3 tackles again, and he's going to ramble up to maybe the 18-yard line before he's brought down and very close to another first down. So Vardaman is on the move again, and they're getting close to another first down yardage.
You know, and similarly in a lot of these games, you'll have a coach, an offensive coach. He will run it up the field, you know, right, left, or off center until you stop him. And until you stop him, he's going to continue to do it. All right, we have number 5, Mr. Jones is taking the ball himself off the left-hand side. He's got a first down. Jones pulls off about an 8-yard gain for the Rams.
And Vardaman just continues to move the football as they're taking what's given to them and taking full advantage of it. Steve, is the Vardaman Rams, like you mentioned earlier, and I think you said the right thing in saying is Vardaman come out here like they've played a couple football games, and man, they just driving the football and taking what they can get, and then they'll throw a little pass here and there after they get Calhoun City looking for the run.
Jones, the shotgun again.
Oh, it's intercepted by Calhoun City as the pass was overthrown. He's got a little wall over there if he can get past number 53 as the Wildcats return the favor and get some momentum on their own as they deep inside of Vardaman as the quarterback from Vardaman just put a little bit too much on the pass. He had his man wide open, but he overthrew him, and Calhoun City made him pay. That's right. In fact, he looked like he almost slightly double pumped there when he saw the guy open, and Bellum was just right there to get the interception, and that's probably what the punch, the energy the Wildcats need. They're sitting here roughly on, what do we got the ball on, the 12-yard line? Vardaman's 12-yard line. We have 3:33 left to go in the first quarter. Calhoun City Wildcats, Marcus Bellum, interception, ran it back for about 20, 22 yards. We're right about the Vardaman 12.
Bellum's going to bring out the Wildcats.
And we've got a penalty stepped on after that where it may be some type of unnecessary roughness or something, or some type of penalty at the end of the play there. But anyway, as we see it right here, the Wildcats do need to push it on in and get some momentum back, because Vardaman had it going pretty well their way, and this could be a big momentum shift for the Wildcats, and they definitely were needing it. As Bellum's underneath center again, this time he's going to run it himself as he's getting tackled in the backfield, and he may work up for maybe a yard gain, but he done that all on his own, Steve. As we were mentioning a while ago, as Clemens done the same thing. It's just hard to bring down a horse, you know, so good job in getting what you could get out of it.
That's right. And the Vardaman Rams came up there and snuffed that play out. We'll see what the Wildcats do here. You know, when you get in these tight quarters, you know, inside the 10-yard line or up at 10 yards, in the red zone, it gets tougher and tougher. Your play selection gets lower and lower. And let's see what the Wildcats come out here with Bellum.
Well, he threw a beautiful pass there as he threaded the needle and threw it right behind the defender. And the Wildcats do take advantage of the opportunity that was given to them, and drove it down to the football field and put some more points on the board for the Wildcats for the first time this year. It's 6-6 with 2 minutes and 52 seconds to go, and the Wildcats now have an opportunity to take a lead with the extra point that Vardaman missed a while ago. They never could get a clear snap back, so the Wildcats will have an opportunity to take a lead here, as this is one of their stronger points, is their kicking game. So the snap back down and the kicks up, and it looks like it is good. Let's take it down to Adam and see what he sees from the field.
Like that, Calhoun City back on top. Malcolm Bellum gets an interception, returns it 27 yards, 2-yard run after that, then finds Brandon Lawrence in the end zone for a 4-yard touchdown pass. Kick was good, 7-6 is your score. Good job by Calhoun City to sort of turn the tide.
Well, absolutely. Turnovers kill you, and we talked about it. Malcolm Bellum doing it on the defensive end, that comes down, leads his ball club, 41 seconds, 2 plays to get 6 yards, a 4-yard strike to Lawrence, and now all of a sudden, Vardaman loses a little momentum, and they're trailing 7-6.
I'll be interested to see how Vardaman answers. We'll take you to a quick break, come back with more football right after this.
Welcome back from the break to Carter Field in Vardaman, Mississippi. The Calhoun City Wildcats, off an interception by Marcus Bellum, has just taken the lead by 1 point. Calhoun City Wildcats 7, Vardaman Rams 6. The touchdown came off an interception and an excellent play by Bellum. Excellent throw, is a picture book throw. The Wildcats kick off.
And this kid from Calhoun City, Steve, has a leg on him. He's putting the football in the end zone when he's catching it. And it doesn't matter if Clemens had caught the ball. If his foot had touched the end zone, it was automatic touchback. So that's one way of keeping Vardaman from making any big run back on the break. And as that kid has a tremendous leg on him, as he put the ball both times he's kicked off deep into the end zone. So good job there with the special teams. Again, as I mentioned last year, was a big part of this football game with special teams. So Calhoun City's kind of got the momentum back even. Now we've got 2 rival teams here, and let's see which one wants it the worst.
Exactly right. The momentum has swung. Jones. Fumble.
We got a fumble, and Wildcats are going to get the football as the ball never got exchanged from Clemens to the quarterback, and a big turnover again as the Wildcats may have an opportunity to take advantage of another turnover. And Vardaman's just shot themselves in the foot twice here because they were able to run the football earlier and then threw the interception overthrown, and that time it was just a miscommunication in the handoff, and the Wildcats will get the ball deep inside of Vardaman Ram, as you said a while ago, Steve, in the red zone. Very good job there by the Wildcat defense in coming up with the football.
It's amazing, and it's a great thing about high school football. 4 minutes ago, we were talking about how smooth the Vardaman Rams look, which they still are doing fine, but all of a sudden you had an interception and a fumble. The score has changed hands. Wildcats are up, and they're looking once again at inside the red zone and putting up maybe another touchdown for them.
Right. As you see, Bellum spreads his offense out, and he's going to be in the shotgun. He's looking to pass the football, but he just swings out underneath, and it was incomplete as he threw a little swing pass out and tried to get his running back in a one-on-one situation there, but it just didn't quite work out for him. But a good safe play for the Wildcats to start out. Now they'll need to try to get something on the ground or work their way on in and get some points out of this turnover.
You know, we were talking about looking forward to the football season. There's 2:41 left in the first quarter, and we've already seen plenty of action already in the first quarter. We got 3 to go. No telling what we're going to see before this rivalry game's over.
Well, it looks like it's going to be a high-scoring affair for sure, as both offenses have been able to take advantage of the defense so far. As you see Bellum again in a shotgun with one running back and two wide right and one to the left. And Bellum puts his line down and takes a snap. He fakes a handoff. He's wanting to throw the deep pass again. And this time Vardaman returns the favor, and he's got room to come, but he fumbles the football and falls on it inside the 10-yard line to about the 8 is number 5.
Got a flag on the field.
Yep. His number 5 had the opportunity to run it back, and then we got a flag down, and I'm not sure if that was before the pass or after, but I feel like it may go against the Wildcats as they're looking on this side and maybe even talking to some Vardaman Rams. This could be something that would go against the Wildcats.
Well,
it's going against the Vardaman Rams, and so let's see what they're going to do here.
Yeah, he look by. Well, we had Jones intercept Bellum. Bellum intercept Jones, so they were 1 for 1 so far. Jones had an open field. I think he kind of had that looking down the end zone, running down the sidelines fever, and lost the handle on the ball, or he would have had a tremendous gain on that.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe this penalty, excuse me, Steve, it could be something that happened after the interception, though, and Vardaman may be the team with the football, and if that's the case, it's still a big play for the Vardaman Rams.
Yeah.
So I think the penalty may come in. Excuse me, I didn't mean to interrupt with you on that, but just a point in saying that if the Wildcats get the ball right here going that way, then it's then it would be a big turnaround for Vardaman, but I think they will wind up with a football.
Oh, I think so too. And the Vardaman Rams, this is just first game of the year. We see a few turnovers. The Rams came out smooth. The Wildcats came out a little rough, but they got themselves back in the ball game, and it's almost dead even once again.
Exactly. As you see, Clemens almost brought down for safety as the Wildcats defense is stiffened, and he's brought down at about the 1-yard line. And very good job there by the Wildcats as they went in and sniffed Clemens down early and never give him an opportunity to work his feet as he's so good in an open field there. But the Wildcats have stiffened that running defense up a whole lot since the first series, and that's a good sign for the Wildcats.
Yeah, that's like we were saying. The Wildcats came out a little rough. They're getting their feet underneath them. They look like they're getting a good feel with us. The momentum of the game is the tempo of the game, and they're hanging in there with them right now.
This time we got stoppage of play and another penalty flag down, and you feel like that maybe them stopping the play would probably go against the Vardaman Rams. Is if it had been offside or something, more than likely they would let them continue the play, but it was an illegal procedure, as I said, and so now the Vardaman's backed herself up, and they don't have much room to back up as they're at about the 1-yard line at second and maybe 13 or 14 yards to go here, Steve.
1-yard line.
That's right. With 1:51 left to go in the first quarter, the Rams are backed up on their 1-yard line due to a couple of penalties. Jones will bring them out from the shotgun.
Jones done a great job in getting a snap. Then he was poised enough to make a good pass, and the ball was dropped. But Jones done an excellent job in not getting the football or Calhoun City getting a safety in that, as he made a one-hand snag off of a bad snap. And so Jones done a good job in keeping Calhoun City from getting points on the board there. And then I thought he made a good pass, and the kid just dropped the ball. So now you got Vardaman in a must-passing situation or trying to get out enough to give your punter room to punt.
Yeah, that was very close for a Calhoun City Wildcat safety. Jones's athletic ability got him out of that one. I'm sure the coach didn't want to see it that close again, but here we got 3rd down and long, almost 14 for a first down. Let's see if the Rams can give him some punting room.
Because that's exactly what he does. He still had a bad snap that time, I think, but anyway, he tried to sneak forward for a couple yards to give his punter a little room to try to get the ball out from this end of the field. And so the Wildcats did a good job this time, Steve, in keeping Vardaman pinned in, and that's what they had to do. They've kind of changed the momentum around a little bit, and the Wildcats seem to maybe have that, and now they have an opportunity to keep the ball on their end of the football field if the Wildcats can field the punt, without getting a big punt off. The Wildcats should be in pretty good shape. As the Rams are deep, waiting to punt, and he is going to get the punt off, and he does have a decent punt. As the Wildcats waiting on, he has room to receive it as he jukes 2 men there, and he gets to the outside. And number 7 for the Wildcats gets all the way down to the 34-yard line before he's brought down. But the Wildcats are in good field position as they keeping the football on their end of the football field with only 51 seconds to go in the first quarter.
That was a pretty good punt by the Vardaman Rams to get them out of the hole. You know, so often we see in high school football, you know, that is a weakness for a team. They shank it, it goes 3 yards, 8 yards in the sidelines. On the Ram behalf, they did get about a 40-yard kickoff, but that was a good return by the Calhoun City Wildcats. Like you said, sets them up in excellent field position going here with 51 seconds left in the first quarter. Let's see what the Wildcats can bring to the table.
Well, it does two things. It gives you an opportunity to do something that keeps the ball out of this potent Vardaman offense here. So Bellum's up underneath center again, and this time he's going to take it in the shotgun and go to the right, and he's got a little running room as he cuts back to the left and works his way down to inside the 25 to about the 23-yard line, and another first down for Bellum and the Wildcats. With 43 seconds to go in the first quarter, you can kind of feel the momentum shift a little bit. And the Wildcats have kind of taken control of this first quarter now, and they've got the ball on about the 22-yard line, and they'll work the clock as the clock's working with 35 seconds to go in the quarter. And Bellum will come underneath center again and try to take advantage of this opportunity that they have. You see him with 2 wide outs to the right and 1 to the left. Left 1 man in the backfield, and he's going to hand off to that man. He makes a juke step as number 2 for the Wildcats. Pittman gets good yardage there, and they continuously milk the clock down with 14 seconds, and that should be the end of the first quarter unless somebody calls a timeout.
That's right, and but about 8 seconds, it's counting down. And as we go to the break at this quarter, we leave you Calhoun City Wildcats 7, Vardaman Rams 6.
First quarter of play here. Calhoun City leads this one 7-6. A couple of turnovers here and there between both teams. Right now, the battle of field position being won by Calhoun City.
Absolutely. Vardaman just shooting themselves in the foot. That couple of turnovers, one leads to a touchdown. The reason they're losing right now is 7-6. Calhoun City not as much running as we thought we'd see. Bellum showing the arm a little bit, but both teams need to go back to their strengths, and that's running the football. Clemens has already got half 100 right here after the first quarter. They've got to get him established more in the second quarter, and they've got to start swapping field position, as you mentioned.
Absolutely. Quick stats: 5 yards, 24 carries for Bellum. He is 1 of 3 passing with the interception and a 4-yard touchdown. Flip it over, you look at 8 carries for 52 yards for Clemens. Jones has 14 yards on 5 carries, a fumble, and he's also 1 of 4 passing for 16 yards and an interception as well. So that's going to wrap it up here for the first quarter of play. We're going to take you to a quick break, come back with the second quarter of action here from Carter Field right after this.
And welcome back. As you see, the Wildcats starting the second quarter is threatening the Vardaman Rams as Bellum takes a center snap, and he's going to counter to the right. We got a penalty flag down as he breaks into the secondary, and he's going to be brought down to about the 5-yard line, but it looks like it may be a holding or a block behind the back or something like that, something inside the interior there, Steve.
That's what it looked like to me. Often I'm wrong, but it sure looked like there was a holding there by the Wildcats. So they're going to probably move the Wildcats back here. They haven't shown what it is yet. Yep, we got us a holding.
Usually when you see the referee from the back watching the front up here, and then he's looking for that, and he threw the flag. So that wasn't exactly what Calhoun City had planned, but then again, that was just what Vardaman needed. And in a rivalry game, those kind of little things can make a lot of difference. So let's see what the Wildcats can do with this second long, Steve.
That's right, and like you said, this is a rivalry game. It's 7-6 in the favor of the Wildcats right now, but we've seen plenty of action in the first quarter. Second quarter is already starting off with a bang, so to speak, with the Wildcats almost in the red zone again. In fact, probably the last 7 minutes of the game, the Wildcats have been in the Vardaman side of the field a good bit.
Exactly. As you see Pittman underneath, he takes a shotgun. He's looking to pass the ball on an out, and he's got his man wide open, and he's caught the ball, and he's made a couple of jukes. As number 4 done a good job after catching the football, and that's Mark Fox. And he's done a good job in making a catch and then sidestepping a couple defenders, and I actually had a chance to maybe get a couple more yards there at the end of the play. So good play for the Wildcats, and they've countered this kind of offensive stronghold that the Vardaman Rams had at the start of the football game. So now both clubs are clicking.
That's right, and Coach Ray has to be happy when he sees Bellum and Fox hooking up. I mean, that's a wicked combination for the Wildcats. They're looking at big expectations for that pair coming into this season, and once again, they did a good job on that pass.
So now you find Bellum first and goal as he rolls to the left this time. He's looking for a little seam, and he finds one. He works his way inside the 5 to about the 3-yard line. And Bellum done a good job that time just picking his spot to work his way up inside, Steve.
That's right, and right up that side. And once again, once you get in this red zone, you know, your play selection diminishes. And that's when a valuable player like Bellum back there, or on the Rams side, Jones, are so invaluable to a high school team. When you can leave that ball with your quarterback, there's less chance of a fumble, penalty, or anything, and you can just take it in there and push it in for the score.
Exactly. As you see, the senior leadership taking hold here. We got timeout on the field, and so we'll take it down to Adam and the gang and see what they think about it.
We'd like to thank some of our sponsors again: Bonnie's Pageant and Formal Wear, Klossner's of Mississippi, Parker Brothers, Weyhauser Company, Calhoun Apparel Incorporated, Brashear's Home Furnishings, Tedford's True Value, Money Connection, Blount Motors, Hawkins Home and Auto, Hunter's Hollow, Grisani Rebel Motors, Calhoun Apparel, AgriTurf, B&B Furniture of Aberdeen, Piggly Wiggly of Bruce, and Sherman RV. We'll take it now to a quick break and we'll be back with more football right after these messages.
And we're back to Carter Field as we are coming off a heat timeout. And the Wildcats are threatening to second down and goal on about the 3-yard line, Steve. And as Coach Bray, you see him talking to officials and everything. And but they have to let these kids get a little heat break here because the weather's been very hot and humid in the last couple of weeks. And so they have to give that every so often on each quarter. But the Wildcats are threatening on second and goal and about the 3 or 4 yard line from our angle. And have a good opportunity here to put more points on the board.
And I agree with you. You got Fox going to be in the backfield. Bellum's going to bring them back out. But it's second and goal. Last time they were this close, they had a holding penalty and pushed them back. Let's see what happens this time.
As you see, this time Fox, I think, takes the handoff, and he's going to work his way into the end zone as he worked around to the right side, and they just a direct snap that time to Fox, and he worked his way into the end zone on the right side and some good blocking, and worked his way in, and the Wildcats now have taken a lead of 13-6, and have an opportunity to put another extra point on the board with their fine field goal kicker. So the Wildcats did take advantage of this field position on the punt and was able to keep it at a short field, and that played big last year, Steve, with their kicking game as we're waiting on the snap back from the Wildcats with 10:45 to go. The snapback's down, the kick is up, and it's good, looks like, from here, and it is good. So that's going to put the Wildcats up at a 14-6 with 10 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the second quarter, and we'll take it down to Steve and Jeremy and see what they think about it.
Second drive that time by the Wildcats, capped off by a 4-yard touchdown run out of Mark Fox, but it was started by an interception by Bellum. So as we said before the game, the superstar stepping up, making the plays.
Well, capitalizing on the mistakes is what Calhoun City's done so far. 14-6 here, 10 minutes 45 seconds remaining. Vardaman got out front early. They took it to Calhoun City, but turnovers and field position has been the bad part of this ballgame so far for the Rams.
Well, Vardaman's got to get it together on this drive and see if they can't trim into this lead. 14-6 is your score. We'll take you to a quick break. Come back with more right after this.
Welcome back to Carter Field. Kansas City Wildcats versus Vardaman's Rams. The Wildcats just scored with 10:45 left to go in the second quarter with a run around the right side by Fox for about 4 yards. The score is now 14-6 Wildcats. As we set off, Turner's ready to kick back to the Rams.
This time it was a mishandle. The Rams do pick it up and look for a few to block, and now he's just trying to hold on to the football as it gets back to about the 25-yard line. And I can't tell what number that is for the Vardaman Rams that picked it up, and it was just kind of a swivelly kick down there. It's number 1 for the Vardaman Rams. That would be Lance Beecher, wide receiver, a 12th grader, as he took the ball back up to about the 25. And now it's time for Mark to Coach Brady to kind of tell his troops, look, guys, we started out and just drove it down the throat. This time we need to take our time and get a running game established and see if we can run some clock and get our offense back in gear.
I completely agree with you. It's time for Turner just to settle down, move the ball for the Rams. But that's what an interception or turnover can do. It can kill you.
This time Is it Turner? I think
Turner.
keeps the on a little keeper and a good-looking play, and that's all you have to do is get 4, 5, 6 yards on first down, and then that opens your playbook up like they did in the first quarter, the very first drive, and then they were able to throw a little pass if they wanted to or come back with a run. So good job there as the Rams do take advantage of first down and get some positive yards, Steve.
Second down 3 for the Rams from their own 34.
It's going to be interesting here with short yardage down, so to speak, with 2nd and 3 to see if they're going to just settle down and try to pick up the first down or maybe take it down the field, stretch the field a little bit with short yardage.
Exactly, as you see, the quarterback for Vardaman putting his man number 3 in motion and waiting on a snap back, and this time he is going to drop in the pocket, throw under a little pressure. He has a man open, and it's dropped, though, is a good job and a good pass, but I thought that Fox done a good job in covering, and he was right on him just like a coat, and didn't allow the kid to catch the ball. And so now we got a 3rd and 3, and Vardaman in a crucial third down situation, and they need to make this conversion.
That was excellent coverage by Fox, like you said, and it was very interesting. I was wondering if Vardaman was going to try to stretch the field with short yardage, and they did throw it down. So they're maintaining a little bit of an aggressive stance, even though they're behind. We'll see here. 3rd down and 3. Turner takes the ball, takes it himself around the right-hand side. He's got enough for the first down.
Done a good job in juking and staying in bounds a couple more yards to get extra yardage there as Jones just kind of zigzagged down the sideline and made a couple extra yards. So Vardaman was able to capitalize and get the first down. And so now we can start all over in scrimmage again with first down. And now they'll be able to run a little more clock with 9:41 in the first half left, and Jones has got his troops. Seems like they got them back into a more of a rhythm type offense than they had the last couple of times they were on the field, Steve.
That's right, Reggie.
As this time Clemens takes a handoff to the left side, and he's got some Wildcats waiting on him, but he butts his head down and gets what he can get out of it, and maybe gets 3 good hard-earned yards, as Clemens is going to get positive yardage 99% of the time. And that was one time where he just kind of lowered his head and got what he could get, and he's going to get about 4 yards out of it.
Yeah, you give him that open field, like you said, he's going to get his 3 or 4 yards. It was a good job by the Wildcats to stretch it out and wait for some help to come, because there was one person between Clemens and the end zone there, but they kept him curled in. Powerful runner, too. Like you said, he'll have to lower his head and pick up those extra couple of yards.
Well, it's been a joy to watch Clemens run the ball for the last 2 or 3 years that I've got to watch him, and he's going to get you some good positive yards as Jones is waiting. This time he's coming to his left side, got a man open, his number 8, makes a good catch at about midfield, and that's going to be Ruth making a good catch there for the Vardaman Rams, and it's going to put them in another 3rd and in a situation where they can run or pass in that 3rd and short, and that's where Coach Bray wants to stay.
That's right. And last time he chose to just pick up the first down with Jones taking it around the right side. Let's see if he hands the ball back to his quarterback and see if trust him to pick up this first down with 8:20 left to go in the 2nd quarter.
As Jones is back under center again, and he's working the run and the pass nicely together now. As this time he's going to take the ball himself, and he slipped and went down and touched the ground, and he's automatically down in high school football if your hand touches the ball. So he went down, and I thought he had room to get the first down, but he just had a little slip with his foot, and now Vardaman will be forced to punt the football.
That's right. That's just part of the game. That knee hits the ground, you're down.
A little bit of nerves on both sides coming out, and you know, we thought Vardaman was real smooth than they were at the start, but they've had a few first game jitters after they got started, and that type of thing, you know, all the nerves and everything will wind on down here as we working our way into this football game. Vardaman's waiting to punt the football, and Calhoun City is putting a little pressure on an end-over-end punt in order to get Vardaman down there to where they can down the football without much of a return, as they will pin Calhoun City inside the 30-yard line at about the 29. So the Wildcats done a good job in stopping Vardaman again. They got a little more real estate to do, but they've done a good job after that opening drive of closing this potent offense that Coach Bray has thrown at them thus far, Steve.
That's right. And in fact, sometimes, like we just said, the over-end kick there, when you got a talent like Fox sitting back there as a punt returner, sometimes it's not a bad thing to have happen either. So just because it's not beautiful doesn't mean it's not effective.
Yeah, you can over-punt your coverage, but at that time, Vardaman done a good job in getting down there and keeping anyone from coming back, as we have another timeout. And with timeout on the field, we'll go down to Jeremy and Adam and see what they see from the sidelines.
Again, thanks to some of our sponsors: Bruce Telephone Company, Griffin Motors, Chandler Drugs, Merchants and Farmers Banks, Bonnie's Pageant and Formal Wear, Gloucester, Mississippi, Parker Brothers, Weyerhaeuser Company, Calhoun Apparel, Blount Motors, Hawkins Home and Auto, Calhoun Apparel, and Bancorp South. I want to thank all of our sponsors. We're going to take you to a quick break, hear a word from those sponsors, and bring you back with more football right after these messages.
And with 7 minutes and 26 seconds to go in the first half, you have a 14-6 lead with the Wildcats and the Vardaman Rams playing in a crucial opening football game, I guess it would be, you would say, because it's a rivalry game. And the Wildcats will start scrimmaging this time on about the 25-yard line, and they drop back to pocket as Bellum going to go deep as Steve called, and he has his man open, and he makes a great catch as he takes it away from the Vardaman defender, and a great catch by the Wildcats as he did go deep. And Steve and I were just talking about that in the break, Steve, and a good call as you said, surprised to see the Wildcats try a long pass and see if you could catch Vardaman napping there.
Yeah, I mean, they can't see us on camera, but I'm saying here it is. We were just talking about that during the break, that I said for both teams, you know, they have the arms, they have the receivers, and I would not be surprised if we come back soon on the Wildcat or Ram part if they don't go deep. And it makes us announcers look good sometimes when we can talk about that before it happens.
Exactly. I tell you, a tremendous throw and catch, though, as the Vardaman Ram had good coverage on him from the defender's side, but the wide receiver made a great catch. As you see Bellum in the shotgun again, and he's looking over. He got a bad snap, but he throws out to number 34, and a head-on collision there as he's still going to ramble up for about the, maybe the 38-yard line, so he's going to get a couple of yards there, and a good job on an individual effort that time. And the Wildcats is number 34 for the Wildcats. Jennings done a good job in getting what he could get out of that, Steve.
That's true, and I tell you who else made a good number 7 for the Vardaman Rams, Pratt. I mean, he held his position. That was a pretty good tackle. Open field tackle is pretty hard to make, and he stuck it in there and actually prevented the Wildcats from having a larger game than they did. So good job at number 7 for the Rams.
Yeah, you got two good football teams out here just going head-to-head. So what's happening here is the Wildcats are taking a little advantage of the momentum side now, as you see. The Wildcats run a reverse as Fox has the football, and he cuts inside, makes 2 or 3 good moves, and then Vardaman comes back and makes a good tackle at about the 30-yard line. So Fox runs for 30 yards and gets 4, but he made a couple of good moves to get that, and then the Vardaman defense did surround him in a hurry.
That's right, and you kind of get a sense here off a few plays that Coach Ray for the Wildcats is opening up his playbook. I mean, we've seen a 30-40-yard completion. Now we see a reverse. Is he loosening up or just trying everything is the question.
Well, you got two ball clubs that's not scared to do anything with their offense on both sides of the ball, as Vardaman's throwed the football on 3rd and short. And so as we go again, and quarterback for Calhoun City does deliver the pass, and the big tight end makes a catch, and he takes a lick, and he's going to be very close to another first down, as he's going to be about a half a yard short from what I'm looking at. And so he's going to be about 3rd and inches here if he doesn't get the first down, all depending on the mark, but it looks like he's going to be just a tad short, Steve.
That's right. Jordan Moore did a good job for the Wildcats to hold on to the ball, because the Vardaman Rams gave him a lick. And in fact, I don't know if he was too focused when he got the ball back, but he did hang on to it because the Rams did nail him pretty good. Yeah,
he did get the first down, so they did give him forward progress there, and I knew it was going to be real close. But yeah, good job in catching the ball, and then the Rams, done a good job in trying to knock it loose. As you see, again, the Wildcats underneath center as Bellum takes the snap. He's looking for his man Fox, and he's double covered, but it doesn't matter as he goes up high in the air and catches the football, and then just drives over a Vardaman defender and scored a touchdown. As he done a good job of catching the ball after he caught the ball. He drove over one Vardaman defender and drove himself into the end zone, and the Wildcats are now up 20-6 with 4 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the second quarter. So the Wildcats has opened up their offense and got some things happening here after a fast start by the Rams, and have an opportunity now, Steve, to go up 21-6.
That's right, and we were just talking about this a second ago with Coach Ray opening up that playbook, taking a few more risks, and throwing that ball down the field, reverses and everything else. Here's Turner for the extra point. And
he's got a strong leg as he drives it right through the middle of the field. So with 4 minutes and 45 seconds. You see the Wildcats with a 21-6 lead as we take it down to Jeremy and Adam, and we'll see what they see on the sideline.
4:45 remaining.
Jeremy, that was almost like the PlayStation there. 2 minutes, 41 seconds. No time on the drive. That time almost taken up. 5 completions in a row by Bellum. Bellum getting hot. 95 yards, 23-yard touchdown completion to Mark Fox.
Well, you talked about the pass was going to dictate a lot of what Calhoun City does. 5 for 5 for Bellum on that drive. The Calhoun City Wildcats drive 76 yards down there. Vardaman had no answer. 21-7 your score now. Calhoun City. Vardaman has to score in this drive or it could be trouble for the Rams here at Carter Field.
Absolutely. So we'll see how Vardaman answers this drive here. But before we do that, we'll take you to a quick break. Be back with more right after this.
And welcome back to Carter Field. As you see, a fired up bunch of Wildcats as Fox and Bellum connected there, and Fox made a tremendous catch and then a great run afterwards to score a touchdown and put them up 21-6 with 4 minutes and 45 seconds to go. And now Coach Bray's got to get his troops fired up as you see the Wildcats are fired up and ready to play some football here with their fine kicker that they have. And only one time has he not put it in the end zone on his deep kicking ability there. So Clemens is waiting on this kickoff as the Wildcats do kick it deep, and Clemens is waiting on it, but number 1 for the Rams get it, and he brings it up to the 20, 25 to the 30, and one shoestring tackle and brought out on the 30-yard line, but a good run back by the little defender from the Vardaman, running back from the Vardaman Ram, Beecher, as he made a good run back and give Vardaman the opportunity to scrimmage at about the 29-yard line, Steve.
That's right, and actually this kind of gives Vardaman some working room out here around the 20, almost the 30-yard line. It is 4:40 left to go in the second quarter, and Wildcats are up 21-6. But as we were talking after the kick, Vardaman does have the offense to come back into this game, so we have a lot of football left.
Exactly, as you see, Vardaman flooding this side of the field. And another high pitch on the snap, but he's got his man there in the wide open as he caught the ball and went to the knee, and so it's he's down at the spot as number 3 for the Vardaman Rams. Hawks makes a good catch, but he goes down on one knee and the play's over with. But a good pass and catch there for the Vardaman Rams, and you can see the brilliance of Vardaman's offense. It's just kind of sputtered here and there, and hadn't put back-to-back, first downs together very often after that first drive, Steve. So they have the ability, like you said, to move, and don't be surprised to see them try to go deep here in a minute with their fine receivers they have. As you see the quarterback waiting on the snap, and this time it's a fumble on the ground, and number 5 for the Rams do get back on it as Jones gets back on the football for the Rams, but there's another mistake Vardaman's made, and they don't need to be making them now as the Wildcats have taken a 15-point lead here. So here's a crucial play for the Vardaman Rams to keep the football for the next 4 minutes and try to establish some offense and get back in the football game.
I completely agree with you on that point. Turnover can kill your momentum, but they got a chance once again to come to lineman scrimmage and get something going. Turner in the shotgun, takes it to the left, throws it deep. Oh, right through the hands of number 3, Hawks for the Rams. Once again, they tried that earlier in the first quarter, and once again, the result's the same, just a little bit out of his reach.
15.
Yeah, it went right through his fingertips, and it was a catchable ball, but Calhoun City done a good job in coverage also. He had some hands in his eyes and made a good pass and was able to catch the football. It just didn't happen for him, but like I said earlier, I wouldn't be surprised to see Vardaman go deep, and they did there. So now you got to try to get a first down as you looking at second and about 14 to 15 yards here as we've got hold up on play, and they're going to move it to third down. I thought we'd had played too many plays.
I was wondering that myself, but
now we got it right. Yeah, we got it right now as Jones is waiting on the snap back with Clemens in the backfield. Another half snap, but he's still got a man open there as he's wide open. He's waiting on the pass, and he makes a catch. And now he's going to go deep. As number 2 for the Vardaman Rams make a good pass and catch as Horton caught the ball, and then he was gone for the long pass as we were talking about earlier. They had the opportunity to go deep, and they did. There's the Rams get themselves right back in the football game with 3 minutes and 32 seconds to go in the half. and the Rams find themselves with a long pass and a catch and get themselves into the ball game. So we got a football game going on, Steve.
That's right, Reggie, and you were exactly right. You called it on that. The Rams have the ability to go deep, and you were looking forward to them to go deep. It's 3:32 with Wildcats up 21-12, and we're waiting for the extra point by the Vardaman Rams. And
they'll go for two probably here.
Okay.
Because they missed the extra point. I'm sure they'll try for 2 points here. And that's what they do is you see them line up as Jones is waiting on the snap back. This time he's going to try to pass it back to the left, and he may have to run. He's got a man open, but he's going to try for the corner, and he does sneak in. As he gets into the corner, a good job in getting a 2-point conversion as he had the option to pass or run there, and he went ahead and run the ball. So a good job there by the Vardaman Rams of getting into the end zone. And we'll send it down to Jeremy and Adam and see what they saw from that angle.
Jeremy, huge play that time right there. Able to get down the field. 64-yard touchdown pass to Horton. 96 yards passing on 4 of 9 from Jones. You flip the page, you look at Bellum. He's 5 of 8 for 95 yards. So right now, business starting to pick up. Big answer that time by Vardaman.
Well, absolutely. They saved themselves right there. Third down, a long situation. They get a receiver, Horton, behind the defensive secondary for Calhoun City. Get back in this ball game. Jones gets around the end to complete the 2-point conversion. Now all of a sudden, Vardaman back in it, only down a touchdown. Need to stop here on defense.
And we'll see if they get that stop. We'll take you to a quick break. Be back with more right after this.
Welcome back to Carter Field in Vardaman. We have us a ball game. The Vardaman Rams just punched it in. The score is 21-14 in the favor of the Wildcats, but the Vardaman Rams have put an impressive 54-yard pass to score. The Rams kick it off. Wildcats are going to bring it out and start around the 41-yard line for their possession here in the second quarter with 3:30 left to go in the quarter. Well, Reggie, we got us a ball game.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you had the jitters to start with. I thought Calhoun City come out a little nervous. Vardaman took the ball, drove it down the field, got on there, and then they made a couple of little jitters themselves on the defensive side of the ball and let Calhoun City get it back. But now you got two football teams that know that they have the ability to move the ball on each other, and now you got some good contact out there with both teams with a lot of confidence.
That's right. And let's see who comes out for quarterback for the Wildcats. It looks like Bellum's going to be in the shotgun formation for the Wildcats. And here's the snap.
And Bellum did keep the football, and he's going to get about 3 or 4 yards there, Steve, as they both kind of run together as they didn't know. I thought it was kind of a busted play, but they still got 4 yards out of the play, and a good job in getting that little bit, because it looked like the play was going to wind up being a busted play, but they did get positive yards, and now Vardaman needs to make a stand. They've got the fans in it. It's a loud football game going on here with both sides in it, and Vardaman's needs to see if they can slow this potent offense from Calhoun City down. And I think Calhoun City is kind of sitting here wanting to see what they want to do next. They could still go deep, but they're running the football right here with Bellum again up the middle. And now we got a third and short again. So Calhoun City is in a situation to where they can do both, Steve.
And I totally agree. And here we had 2 runs by Bellum. And, as we'll watch this game, we got 2 coaches, and I think this is fair to mention before, with 2 minutes and 29 seconds left to go in the second quarter, that aren't afraid to use their playbook at any time, any score, any moment. You don't know what's going to happen. So as we sit here with 3rd and about 4, is it going to be a 40-yard touchdown pass, or are they going to just let Bellum try to pick up the first down?
Exactly. Good point. That's what I was thinking also is he does leave one man in the backfield, and he spreads 2 to his left and 1 to the right, and Bellum's waiting on the snapback, and he is going to take the handoff and try to work his way up for a first down, and he will. As number 2 for the Wildcats, as Pittman works his way up, and for a nice first down, nice gain there of about 7 or 8 or 10 yards even, as he then they can work their way down and kind of milk this clock down to halftime, Steve, and try to get the last, keep the ball away from this Vardaman Rams and try to get an opportunity to get a few more points on the board before they go in at half.
And that's right. That's kind of difficult defensively for each side, whoever has the ball, because you have so many weapons on both these offenses. You might see a 5 or 6 yard run with 1:44 left, but you can't give up the big play either.
That's right. I'm sure Calhoun City would take points right now, but I think that they'd like to kind of milk the clock here as you see him hand off again as he breaks the tackle. Number 2 again is Pittman doing a good job in breaking that first tackle and then getting to the outside and getting what he can get out of it before the main core of the defense catches up with him. And a good job that time of getting 8 or 9 yards before he's brought down. So working the clock here with 1:19 to go in the first half and down inside the 35-yard line.
Both coaches have shown diversity in their backfields already this game. We've seen Pittman, Fox, Bellum, Jones, Clemens, the other gentleman that caught the pass, Horton, I believe his name was, Hawk, excuse me.
So now we're going to run a flea flicker, and he's going to go deep, and he's got his man, but he falls down.
Fell down.
Number 7 was too wide open as Lawrence had the chance to make a catch, and he just got turned on his feet and got turned around and fell down as they were running a reverse with a pass at the end of the reverse there, and caught Vardaman off guard and had an opportunity to catch it for a big game, but the ball just fell harmlessly to the ground, and we stopped the clock with 53 seconds to go in the half, and a 3rd and short again.
3rd and short, but like we've said all this first half, you do not know what plays coming out of these two coaches. It could be the 40-yard pass or just simply try to get the first down.
So this time Bellum will take it on a keeper, and he cuts back inside and spins around and gets enough for the first down, and that'll be enough for a first down and probably stop the clock so they can move the chains down. And Calhoun City may try to get up into a more of a little hurry-up type offense here as they have to kind of manage the clock with only 47 seconds to go in the half.
You know, I'm kind of leaning towards not only the clock management, but what you said earlier. That Turner, number 21 for the Wildcats, has an excellent leg. It'd be interesting to see if he wouldn't try from 40 yards out. Right,
as they're going to start shooting toward the end zone now. As they got Fox over here, and he's going to take it, but it's intercepted. And this could go a long way if he can get some blocking. He's got one man to beat, and he's going to cut back here. And he's got a long way. He's got one man there, and it's going to go all the way about a 99-yard touchdown for the Vardaman Rams. And what else could you ask for in a wide-open football game with only 15 seconds? And this is going to be a tie ball game going into half with only 14 seconds to go into half as Vardaman turns the ball game around with a long pass interception, probably one of the longest I've ever seen. It had to be close to a 100-yard pass interception, and the kid was done a terrific job in waiting on his blocking, Steve.
He sure did, and we were just talking about that. What was Wildcats going to do? I offered you're going to try to get into field goal position, play conservative. But like we both said, these two coaches will open up the playbook, and they'll went for the end zone. And that's kind of a danger, too. You throw it to the end zone, that ball is anybody's ball in the air, and this time the Vardaman Rams came down with it. And like you said, I think it was about a 96 or 98-yard interception.
We have timeout on the field. Here's a great interception there, as we'll carry it down to Adam and Jeremy and let them talk about it.
I'll tell you what, folks, that's how you get back in the ball game, Jeremy. A 100-yard interception return for a touchdown, that time by Jones. Beautiful blocking, especially the last block on Malcolm Bellum, that time by the Vardaman Rams getting downfield. Excellent play on the defensive end. Whole new ball game here, 21-20.
Well, just when you think the Rams are out of it, they come back with a nice touchdown drive, and then Calhoun City marches down the field. A bad decision by Bellum, throws in triple coverage, trying to find Mark Fox. Jones just in the spot, 100 yards down the sidelines, and all of a sudden we've got a brand new ball game. Big point, though, Vardaman for the second time, bad field goal kicks. Calhoun City still on top, 21-20. We'll see if that costs the Rams late in the ball game.
Absolutely exciting football game here. And remember, you go by and thank those sponsors, and we'll show you some of those sponsors now. We'll take you to a quick break. Be back with more right after this.
All right, once again, welcome back to Carter Field, where the Vardaman Rams have just taken a 99-yard interception back for a touchdown by Terrence Jones. An excellent play. It hurt the Wildcats going in with 15 seconds left to go in the half, but what a ball game do we have. Here with the Rams kicking off. Fox is going to get the ball and try to bring it back.
And he's waiting on some blocking to set up, and he's done a good job in trying to break to the outside. And hey, with 7 seconds to go, and now you got an illegal block out here on unsportsmanlike conduct. It's probably going to go against the Vardaman Rams unless Calhoun City keeps on here, and they'll be deep. So they may have an opportunity here with 7 seconds to go, depending on where the ball's at with their fine field goal kicker here. If they can get another play down and run an in and out, somewhere and get it down to where they can try to put some more points on the board with only 7 seconds to go, you can't tell what's going to happen on this football game.
That's right. And this is a first of the season game here with the Wildcats from Calhoun City and the Vardaman Rams in a rivalry competition. And in so far, that's exactly what it's been in the first half. We've seen the Vardaman Rams come out smooth, the Wildcats shaky. Then the Wildcats got a grip, scored, put 21 points on the board, only to watch the Vardaman Rams come back within roughly 2.5 minutes, within 1 point here with 7 seconds left to go in the half, to make this a fantastic first half of the first ball game of this year.
And Vardaman got a big break there. In my book, what I saw, they had a personal foul against, I thought, Vardaman first there, and then Calhoun City responded, and now it's an offsetting penalty, and Calhoun City will be deep too far back to try to kick a field goal. I thought with a 15-yard penalty, they could maybe possibly get in this kid's range, but now they'll scrimmage with 7 seconds to go in the half, and probably somewhere around midfield. And Calhoun City will get 1 or 2 opportunities to do something with the football here before half, which I'm not saying they can't score in 7 seconds. It could very well happen, but they missed an opportunity there if they had just kept their poise and got that extra yardage.
That's right. That 15-yard penalty would have been a big boost to the Wildcat offense, because we know they are potent with Bellum and Fox back there. It also gives the Vardaman Rams a little bit more breathing room with only 7 seconds left to protect that goal line. But I'm along with you. So far in this game, you cannot tell what's going to happen. We've seen scores within 3 seconds and outstanding play on both sides.
I've got a feeling you'll see Vardaman in some type of prevent defense here with maybe just a couple of 3 linemen down, and then you'll see most of them play deeper than normal, as I don't think they're going to want to see Calhoun City go deep, and then Calhoun City may just take a knee here and run out the clock, as they look like they're in their type of offense. So you got a couple backing up for Vardaman and the knee going down for Calhoun City. So we'll wind this half with a 21-20. And what more could you ask for in the first half of football in the opening season, Steve? A good football game, and we'll take it down to Adam and Jeremy and see what they think about it.
And welcome back to halftime, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Gore, Jeremy Kennedy, Ryan Whittington here on the sidelines bringing this action here. Exciting first half. Calhoun City looked to be starting to run away with this ball game. Vardaman said not so quickly. Big play of the first half, 100-yard interception return by Jones. Vardaman gets right back in this one, trailing 21-20.
Well, they answered down 21-7. Jones and company bring themselves back on the offensive end of the football. Big 64-yard touchdown pass to Horton that sort of ignited the Rams. They get a big interception down there. Malcolm Bellum, triple coverage trying to fit it in there. But Jones, all 3 touchdowns, where would they be without him? The big stat, though, we talked about it at the break. Clemens, 52 yards in the first half, -2 in the second quarter. They've got to reestablish him in the rushing game. You flip it over to Calhoun City, a lot more passes we've seen so far. Bellum has already thrown 9 passes. Might want to try to get it going on the ground more in the second half.
Absolutely. At one point in the ball game, Bellum had completed 5 consecutive passes. We'll give you a rundown of the stats real quick. We talked about Clemens had 54 yards in the first quarter, -2, as you mentioned, Jeremy. Here in the second quarter, he's got a total of 10 carries for 52 yards. Then you look at Jones, he's 5 of 9 passing with 24 yards, or excuse me, no, that's 24 yards on 9 carries with an 11-yard touchdown run. We talked about the big 100-yard interception return as well. Jones is 4 of 9, 1 touchdown, 1 interception on the night, 96 yards, that touchdown pass for 64 yards. As we flip things over now, Calhoun City, Bellum has rushed 10 times for 40 yards. You look at Lawrence, he's had 1 carry, he got back to the original line of scrimmage. And then you look at Fox, who took a direct snap for a 4-yard touchdown run. He's got 3 carries for a total of 8 yards. Pittman came in some there in the second quarter, got 3 touches for 18 yards. Good job by Pittman to come in. And then Bellum, 5 of 9, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions for 95 yards. So impressive numbers. Time of possession, Calhoun City 13-13, and Vardaman, time of possession 10-47. So pretty much stat stat-wise, time-wise, score-wise, everything just nip and tuck.
Absolutely, and Vardaman, twice they've had the kicks blocked or haven't been able to capitalize on the kicks. So that could loom large. Calhoun City, as badly as they played here in that second quarter, still got a halftime lead. And if you're Vardaman, you might want to consider going for 2 every time you score in the second half, but you've got to get Clemens back in the ball game.
Absolutely. And Jeremy, you'll give us a quick rundown of tonight's sponsors. We'll go through over all the sponsors here at halftime. Remember, take the time out of your day to go by and thank them and bring you the exciting football action here from Carter Field.
Once again, I want to thank Bruce Telephone Company, Bellick Ford Toyota, Johnson's Furniture, Bruce Eye Clinic, Dr. Eddie Brown, Griffin Motors, Pontotoc Electric Powers Association, Mississippi Marine, Chandler Drugs, Bubba T Smokehouse, Adair Carpet, Otuck Supply, Custom Coverage Insurance, Bruce Family Medical Clinic, Dr. Bruce Longest, Merchants and Farmers Bank, Spratland Building Supply, Bonnie's Pageant and Formal Wear, Clausen of Mississippi, Parker Brothers, Warehouser Company, Calhoun Apparel Incorporated, Brashear's Home Furnishings, Tedford's True Value, Money Connection, Blount Motors, Hawkins Home and Auto, Hunter's Hollow, Grisani Rebel Motors, Calhoun Apparel, AgriTurf, B&B Furniture out of Aberdeen, Piggly Wiggly of Bruce, Sherman RV, and finally Bancorp South. Want to once again thank all the sponsors for tonight's action. We're going to take you to a break and be back with the start of the second half between Vardaman and Calhoun City right after these messages.
City Wildcat Marching Band under the direction of Dickie Preston. The drum major this year is Cheslin Clemens. Our color guard captains is Dakota Bracey and Celeste Baker. Our percussion captain is Will Black. Tonight's halftime show consists of Schools Out by Alice Cooper. Drum major, is your band ready? Ladies and gentlemen, the Calhoun City Wildcat Marching Band. Calhoun City Wildcat Marching Band.
Welcome back to second half action between the Calhoun City Wildcats and the Vardaman Rams in the opening game of the 2006 season. What a rivalry game we have. What a first half have we had. It's 21-20 in the Wildcats' favor.
Here we go, starting third quarter.
Steve, we've had about everything you can ask for, from long interceptions to good pass receptions as Vardaman comes up on the football and comes forward and gets a little lane as number 7 breaks loose and gets up to about the 40-yard line, and maybe a face mask at the end of it. So the Wildcats should start in good field position as they'll start like they left off in a good field position to end the first half, Steve. As we've seen every kind of football you want to see in the first half, if it gets any more exciting. In the second half, I don't know if we can stand it or not.
I know it. It just had everything into it. The Wildcats came out a little sluggish, and we wondered what was going on because the Vardaman Rams came out so smooth. And then all of a sudden, the Wildcats turned the table and took the lead. Never relinquished the lead, but the Vardaman Rams did come back with that tremendous 99-yard interception that put the Vardaman Rams back into this ball game.
Beautiful return. He set up on the blocking tremendously. As you would think that a high school kid getting a hurry on the first ball game, but he done a great job in return that. As you see, Bellum underneath center, and he's going to roll to his left, and he takes an option up the middle, and he's going to run over one guy. As we see another flag come down, and it could be a holding as it comes from behind or blocking in the back. So let's wait and see what happens here, Steve.
It sure looked like a little bit of holding on the right side of the Wildcat line on the back side of that play.
Got holding against the Wildcats.
So we are trading penalties right off the bat. The Vardaman Rams committed a face masking penalty on the kickoff, and the Wildcats here have a holding penalty. So we're swapping penalties right off the bat in the second half.
Yeah, Calhoun City will find himself in a long first down now, as they'll be around 1st and 17, and so the Wildcats will have to scrimmage from their own side of the 50-yard line this play and start over at first down. As they haven't done very many things bad in the second quarter. They've had all their offense working pretty good as Bellum's waiting on the snap back. He's rolling to his right and pitches out to Fox, and Fox going to be hit and dropped for about a 3-yard loss, and a good defensive play that time by the Vardaman Rams.
Yeah, Jared Hawks, number 3 from the Rams, came up and stuffed that play from a loss of about 4 or 5 on that one. Fox looked like he might have the angle to the outside, but once again, an excellent play by Jared Hawks for the Vardaman Rams, number 3.
Make it 21.
And you kind of know, you always kind of look at the first time that each team touches the ball and see what kind of adjustments were made at halftime and what Coach Bray's done on the defensive side of the ball. And so far it's paid off for him, and he's got Calhoun City in a hole here as Bellum's waiting on the snap back. He gets it, drops in the pocket. He's got a man wide open, and he overthrows him and intercepted by the Vardaman Rams. And they'll scrimmage from the 45-yard line as number 5 for the Vardaman Rams is waiting on the pass as Terrence Jones come up and made a great interception as the ball was just slightly overthrown just over the fingertips that time, Steve, and Jones took advantage of it.
That's right, and that's the 3rd interception by the Wildcats. If you remember, there was one in the first quarter, the long one right before the half, and this is the 3rd one to lead off the second half with, which is not necessarily bad when you're leading, but once again, it gives that extra possession to the Vardaman Rams that you did not want them to have because they're a potent offense and they're trying to get themselves over the hump, so to speak, being behind by 1 point at this time with 10:43 to go in the 3rd quarter.
As Bellum, Jones has stood in the pocket and thrown a bullet down and caught his receiver on the run. A beautiful pass as he was under pressure and was just fixing to be hit when he released the football, and that was the difference between the 2 plays and the point I wanted to make backing up to the Calhoun City turnover, as I thought Bellum kind of floated the football. He didn't put very much touch on it. He was trying to just ease it over to his guy and overthrown it, and the ball I call floated on him, went over the receiver's head and just over his fingertips into the Vardaman. But you seen Jones do the perfect thing and throwing a bullet pass to this defender and put it right on the money, as now Vardaman scrimmaging inside their territories. He takes an option up the middle and has daylight, and he's going to be all the way down to about the 13-yard line as Vardaman done opening kickoff for the of the first half. They're doing it in the opening kickoff of the second half. They're taking advantage of the mistake Calhoun City made and driving it down their throat now. And they're inside the red zone and be 1st and 10 on about the 12 or 13-yard line, Steve.
That's right. They've taken the opportunity off of a turnover and driven it about 35 yards from that point of the turnover. And seems like they have the same original rhythm, that they started the game with. And once again, Jones is behind the center in the shotgun formation.
Yeah, as you see 2 men to the left, but he hands off up the middle to his bread and butter guy, Clemens, and he's going to ramble on down to about the 5 to the 4-yard line, and he falls forward every time he falls. And good job in Clemens getting all he can get. And now it's going to be another 2nd and short, and Vardaman can open up her playbook and run any type of play they want to here on a 2nd and short, and have an opportunity to take the lead in this football game.
And Clemens is showing you that experience. He covered that ball going through the middle. The Wildcats were ripping at it. He had it covered up and picked up a couple of extra yards by lowering that head. Good running back there, Clemens.
As you see, Vardaman a power eye, and Jones just takes it and muscles his way straight ahead, and he ain't through running yet. He works his way all the way down to about the 1-yard line before he stops. So be 1st and goal for the Rams as they're taking the first possession with 9 minutes and 14 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter, and going to make something of it if the Wildcats don't make a big, strong stand here, because they're inside the 2-yard line.
And this will be a tremendous point swing for the Vardaman Rams. With 15 seconds left to go in the first half, they scored a touchdown. And coming out here within the few minutes of this 3rd quarter, looks like they might have punched it in for a touchdown here. Jones.
And this time, Jones is going to score. And I've seen the referee shaking his head as he did break the plane. And Vardaman done a good job in taking the football and driving it down the field and doing what they had to do. And they got back to the simple things that works for them that time, and didn't get too fancy and made some good passes when he threw the football. I thought Jones operated the offense in a tremendous way that time, and used his head real good there. As Vardaman will probably this time go for 1 as they're back on even kill. Now they may go for 2 it's 26-21, so they'll probably go for 2 again as the last extra point was blocked. But we do have a timeout. Let's take it down to Adam and Jeremy and see what they see from this side of the field, and we'll be back in a moment. And welcome back to Carter Field as Vardaman took a timeout to think about how they want to run this 2-point conversion as they're down again, up again this time 26-21, and they'll try to convert on a 2-point as Clemens rolls to his right. He's forced in the back of the pocket, and he throws it out of the back of the end zone as he had no one to throw to and was being forced. But thereabout anyway, Vardaman done a good job in taking the ball and running it down and scoring the ball there, and taking charge of the football again. So Vardaman takes the lead 26-21, and we'll move down and see what Adam and Jeremy think about it.
Pretty much been Mr. Jones tonight. That time a 2-yard touchdown run caps off a 1 minute 50-second drive. But right now, Terrence Jones proving that he's been the man tonight for the Rams.
Well, certainly they've done a nice job utilizing him, and he's come to play. He looks like he's the only one on the offensive side from Vardaman who's come to play. He's got some help with some of his receivers. They're doing a good job of getting open, but Jones has to have some help. No carries for Clemens on that drive whatsoever. Resulted in a touchdown, but you still got to mix him in here in the second half.
Jones also getting it done on the defensive end. 3 interceptions, 1 return for a 100-yard touchdown as well. 26-21 is your score, and we'll take you to a quick break. Be back with more right after this.
Welcome back to Carter Field in Vardaman with 8:54 left. The Vardaman Rams have just scored and are about to kick off.
As you see the Wildcats, number 2, make a good yardage on the return there as he waited on his blocking. And Pittman done a good job in waiting on his blocking to set up, and that's one thing, you don't know which side's going to take advantage of what. Is we got one player, is he going to be okay? I think he's all right. He just maybe got a stinger here on his leg and all, but no, he's going to stay there, and that's probably the smart thing to do and get somebody out to look at him. And they got official timeout with that. We'll take one with him and go down and check with Adam.
As always, want to thank all of our many sponsors, but tonight want to thank Reggie Callahan, King's Tires in Houston, Mississippi. Brakes, oil changes, all your automotive needs. Go by and see Reggie. We'll take you to a quick break. We'll be back with more football right after these messages.
Yes, from their own 43-yard line.
First and 10 for the Wildcats from their 43. Bellum takes the ball up the middle. Almost to first down. It'll be about 2nd and 1, Reggie. So here we are, halfway through the third quarter, so to speak, and both teams are trading punches like a rivalry game. What do you think we're going to see here with 2nd and 1?
Well, it's like two heavyweights, and they both can do what they want to with it, Steve. I mean, you know, you can say that he's going to go for the first down, but then again, we've seen him go deep, you know, and one time it burned him for a 100-yard interception, but then again, I've seen him make some big plays with Fox running over a guy over in this side of the end zone on the other side, and you know, you never know. I mean, they just keeping both sides off balanced here, and if you got two heavyweights going at each other.
They handed off to Pittman, I believe.
That time Pittman was waiting. They were waiting, and Vardaman was waiting on him, and they guessed right as they brought in the inside blitz on it, and met Pittman at the line of scrimmage, and he didn't get nothing out of it. Good job that time by the Vardaman defense, and they're going to have to do it again, and possibly 2 more times because you're looking at 3rd and inches.
That's right. I mean, and you got the Wildcats coach over there that he'll open that playbook up on 4th and inches, and you never know what's going to happen there. Plus, they are right neck and neck in this game with each other with the score. Vardaman Rams 26, Calhoun City 21 with 7:27 to go. Bellum takes the snap. He takes it over the right side. Big hole. He's out to about the 40-yard line of the Vardaman Rams. So they get the first down.
They got the first down, and Vardaman had 2 defenders to his right, but 1 blocker there, and Bellum made the right decision. He cut back in. He got 8 or 9, 10 yards, and there you go. I mean, it's just they're both unstoppable if they don't stop themselves, and that's the biggest problem so far tonight, Steve.
Well, we have another timeout. It looks like we have another leg cramp, which we've got the 3rd one so far in this evening. So let's go down to the sidelines to Adam and see what he has to say so far in this game.
Sponsors: Bruce Telephone Company, Griffin Motors, Chandler Drugs, Merchants and Farmers Bank, Monty's Pageant and Formal Wear, Klossner's of Mississippi, Parker Brothers, Weyerhaeuser Company, Calhoun Apparel Incorporated, Blount Motors, Hawkins Home and Auto, Calhoun Apparel, Bencorm South, and King's Tire in Houston. Go by and see Reggie for your brakes and oil change, all your automotive needs. As always, we want to thank all of our sponsors. Bring back more football for you right after these messages.
And welcome back to Carter Field with 7 minutes, 19 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. You got the Wildcats 1st and 10, and they're on the move again, Steve, as they've been able to generate some good offense on this particular drive, and Vardaman done the same thing the time before, and it's just a back and forth rock 'em, sock 'em type football game. As you see, Bellum waiting for it. Yeah, it is Fox. I think is going to take the snap this time, as Coach Brady's been explained to on what's going on here. And we've had 2 or 3 timeouts on cramps already, as this heat's already beginning to play. And I was going to mention that while we have a second. I think that'll play a part in the 4th quarter. Who's the most physical football team as far as being ready to play this ball game, because both of them has already determined that they can move on either team. So we got Fox up underneath center with 2 wideouts and 1 man under in the back, and he's going to break it to the left, and he's got a little opening, but he's caught and done a good job by number 3 for the Rams. The Hawk done a good job in catching Fox and keeping him from getting only 2 yards, Steve.
For the Wildcats from the Rams.
That's right. We've called that young man's name out for the Vardaman Rams a lot. He's played a good game tonight. And we're going to see how Fox takes it over quarterback, while Bellum's over, apparently not injured, but just having some leg cramps, like you said. It does bring a different dimension to the Calhoun Wildcat offense with Fox back there. Maybe not quite his arm but he certainly has the speed.
Yeah, he's got the leg moves, and you can see him right there juke and jive, and then he breaks in the open, and that's when he gets dangerous. He's got 1 or 2 men to break to beat there, and he did get around 2 or 3, but there again, the Vardaman Rams done a good job again as number 1 for the Vardaman Rams saved a huge gain, and now you got Calhoun City with a on the Vardaman 34-yard line with a 3rd and 4.
Yeah, Beecher really stepped up and closed the gap there on Fox coming around there after the juking and jiving. And like we said right before, he does add a different dimension back there. Might not have a strong arm, strong legs, but he is quick. And he can cause a lot of trouble by just juking and jiving and throwing the defense off. However, Bellum has come back onto the field, sending Fox out to the right. He takes the snap.
He's doing the same thing, and he's juking, and he's driving up the middle, and this time he gets all the way down to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. So a good job, and Bellum coming back, getting a little boost of energy over there, or whatever he needed, because he run the ball fine that time. There was no problems in his running there. And Calhoun City is coming back, threatening again. You see Vardaman one time taking the ball and running down the field, and then Calhoun City responds. And now you got both football teams. The jitters are gone. The first half's out of the way of the season, and now they're just down to who's got the most talent and which one I think is going to be in the best shape in the fourth quarter, could come out on top of this ball game.
That's right. Early on in the season, that August training, those kids wonder why they go to 2-a-days and do all that running. Well, this is when it counts, coming into the midway point in the third quarter and almost to the fourth with 5:26 to go.
This time Bellum hands off to his running back. The eye back left is number 3, Pittman, and he gets a couple of yards as Vardaman done a good job in clogging up the middle, and it'll be Calhoun City with a second and about 8 or 9 yards to go.
Jennings on the carry. Stop by Landro.
And we've seen from both offenses that they've gone to multiple personnel, and neither one of these teams, as we talk about the whole season, they have weapons on both sides of the field. Wildcats have shown it through Bellum, Fox, Patterson. Vardaman has thrown the ball around and used different running backs. I mean, these are two talented teams at this point in time of the year, and they're only going to get better. Bellum
was looking for a receiver, and he fell down, and then he got a flag thrown in the back there, as it may be a pass interference on him, because he was intending on going to his receiver, got knocked down, and then he done all he could do to get back to the line of scrimmage, Steve, but his flags were thrown deep back, and it makes you think maybe it's some type of a penalty against Vardaman.
Well, number 4, Fox, for the Wildcats, was jumping up and down like he'd been interfered with back there.
And this could be a half a distance to the goal type penalty because of a pass interference, but should put them around the 10-yard line or somewhere in that neighborhood with them being on the 15. So Calhoun City should be scrimmaging with 1st and goal anyway, or somewhere in that neighborhood.
So here we have the Wildcats in the red zone again with 4:33 left to go in the third quarter. Vardaman Rams lead the Calhoun City Wildcats 26-21. It's been a ruckus battle of giants so far in this first game of the season, rivalry game, and we have seen absolutely everything that you could possibly have with almost a full quarter to go. And once again, we're going to line up here in the red zone. They've applied the penalty. It looks like it could have been pass interference, and they only walked off
half a distance.
Half
a distance, but it should put them in I thought it would put them in a 1st and goal, but they're saying second. No, they are now moving it to 1st, and it will be 1st and goal. And so Calhoun City have 4 opportunities here to put it into pay land there. But usually in the first ball game, Steve, you see the defensive is usually ahead of the offense. Not here tonight. Both teams have all type of offensive power, and they've both been able to do what they want to do, as long as they didn't shoot their own self in the foot. As you see, Bellum this time takes the ball and he goes up the middle, and he's going to get maybe 2-3 yards in close to the 5-yard line, and to make it 2nd and goal somewhere around the 5 or 6 yard line.
That's right, and I completely agree with you. I mean, for the first game of the season, these offensives are humming. And like you said, usually the defenses control the first game or two. They're a little bit less complicated to run. But here we have two teams with experienced offensive power, and they have shown it tonight. So once again, the Wildcats in the red zone, the ball on the 8, 2nd down, 4 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Bellum behind, ready to take the snap.
He's going back up the middle. This time we got another flag called. About where you're going to find this holding again, because it was thrown from the back judge, and usually that means disaster for the Wildcats, as they'll probably have to mark it back. But good job Vardaman making a stand there again and keeping Calhoun City inside the 5-yard line, and now they'll have to scrimmage from somewhere around the 15-yard line.
And those yards are so precious once you get in that red zone. I mean, not that any penalty is ever good, but it's very hurtful when you add another 10 or 15 yards in that red zone that you have to come and regain, so to speak. So once again, let's see where we're going to put us at. Calhoun City's going to be out about the 15-yard line.
15.5-yard line where you'll see Bellum operate under center again. And this time they can open up the playbook, though. There's some advantages in having a little more room if you want to run a passing game and or set up a delayed draw or something in that nature. But we're going to watch Bellum drop back to pass and look for a man. Now he's got a little room to the left. He's got a juke one, but he's just going to jump over him and work his way back down to about the 8-yard line. So we'll have 3rd and goal and around the 8-yard line, and Vardaman's done a pretty good job in keeping Calhoun City out so far.
They sure have. And once again, let's just remind everybody that this is 4-down territory. They cannot pick up a first down because they got a first down around the 8-yard line. So they're playing with only 2 more downs here. It'd be interesting to see if Coach Ray over there doesn't come back to that slant pattern that worked so, that was just a beautiful pass by Bellum in the first quarter. It was about the same yard line as he did it in the first quarter. I'd like to see if they come back to it. They got Fox over there on the left. Bellum's back there in the shotgun. 3rd and 8.
And he is looking for that pass, but now he's going to cut it back up inside again, and Vardaman's done a good job in staying at home and keeping them there. Now we're going to look at a field goal or, you know, go for it on 4th down. But, with the leg that this kid's got, they're not scared to use him anywhere. The only problem would be the angle, if they're going to have a bad angle or not. And it looks like they may bring the field goal unit out and get points whenever they can.
I think Coach Bray saw the same thing we were seeing from up here, that they were going to go back to that bread and butter play, and the Vardaman Rams did an excellent job of having it covered, forcing Bellum out of the pocket and setting up this 4th and 8 with a field goal attempt coming, and it's a timeout.
Welcome back to Carter Field as we see the Wildcats are going to, I guess they're going to go for it now. They've changed their mind. They had the field goal unit out, and Bellum's underneath center, and he's looking to pass. He's waiting on a draw, and he will go with intercepted again, and the big man's rambling. And he's trying to get his way back up. It's big number 65 of the Vardaman Rams throwed an interception, and he brought it back to the 20. And the Wildcats took another chance and went for it, and that time they got bit.
Jack Jamerson, number 65, a lineman, 275-pound senior, picks off the screen, apparently a screen pass, rumbles about 12 yards, and lights the fire under the Vardaman Rams. Right at the moment where Calhoun City Wildcats had driven down the field, looked like they were possibly in a scoring position, and they were.
Yeah,
I think we got a player down on the field.
Yeah, another cramp is that's beginning to take a part in it, Steve. But Big 75 wasn't trying to go the distance. He was wanting to run over somebody after he caught the ball because he knew he wasn't going to get in a foot race, and done a good job in just getting what he could get back. But listen.
All right, welcome back to Vardaman at Carter Field, in which we have just had another turnover interception by number 78. The lineman from Vardaman just rumbled with the ball after interception from Bellum, placing the ball a 1st down and 20 for the Vardaman Rams.
As you see, the quarterback for Vardaman is very elusive, but this time it's going to get him in trouble as he gets surrounded. He snapped away from a tackle or two on this side, and I thought he was going to get some positive yards out of it, but Calhoun City's got a quick defense and made it pay as Terrence got caught up back in the back and going to lose about 3 or 4 yards, Steve.
Yeah, we have another player on the ground, another leg cramp, which this is about the 5th one this evening with 1 minute and 50 to go left in the 3rd quarter. It's just that heat taking effect on these kids. They're playing their hearts out, giving it 100%, but it sure seems like it's taking its toll on the players.
Yeah, it's going on both sides too, and you know that Coach Bray's going to have his kids conditioned along with Coach Ray, and so it's it's the heat, and we've had some 100-degree weather now going on for 3 or 4 weeks just continuously, and these kids had to work in it, and so they're prepared, but it's still 3 hard quarters. I mean, you're talking about 2 good evenly matched football teams going head to head with everything they have, and they've gone for almost 3 full quarters, and it's finally taken a toll. And that's what I mentioned right after the first part of the second half is, who's going to be the most physical football team here. So with another cramp out, we're going to take it down to Steve and Jeremy and see how they sit on the field. Carter Field with 1 minute and 50 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter, and we're having Cramp City now as both teams have kind of exhausted themselves, and Vardaman finds itself in a hole in 2nd long, and The quarterback's under pressure. He sidesteps, throws a bullet, and his man makes a good catch as he slides down like he's sliding into second base, but he hangs on to a good pass to catch at about the 32-yard line, and Vardaman gets herself out of a hole and very close to another first down, Steve.
Yeah, long number 10 for the Vardaman Rams made an excellent catch. That's one of those possession catches. That's one of those things that the coaches jump up and down and say, yes, he just caught the ball. He just got us a first down. Move those chains. But here we are, Vardaman Rams, 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line with 1:21 left to go in the third quarter.
With trips to the left side, and he hands off to Clemens, but we got penalty flags thrown before they could break it open as they had trips and tried to flood the outside and then run him back to the weak, and it probably would have worked, it looked like, but had some little movement with the Rams, and they'll back themselves back up as Calhoun City shot themselves in the foot, and like I've said 2 or 3 times already, it looks to me like the only way either one can be slowed down is if they do it to themselves.
All right, and that's the way it's shaping up tonight. Both of them seem to get something going. All of a sudden, we've had a offsides penalty on the Rams. On previous possessions, the Wildcats had a couple of holding penalties, which leaves us with 1:19 left in the third quarter. The Vardaman Rams are still ahead, 26-21 over the Wildcats.
And Terrence Jones again up under, in the shotgun with Clemens there in kind of the same formation. And this time they do get the bad snap. And Jones makes a good play in getting away. And then we have a penalty flag thrown in the back. And I don't know if we're going to have another clipping penalty or what, but it had to be some type of blocking informality there for him to throw the flag back there. And Jones done a good job just escaping without a huge loss.
Actually, I thought it was blocking the back by the Wildcats, so I'm not going to go against you, but
it did. You're right.
Okay.
I just knew it was going to be some type of blocking formality there.
You're right.
But it went this time for the Vardaman Rams. As Jones done a great job, and turning that loss into a game because he was almost clothesline back there, as we've seen 2 or 3 times tonight. A high snap, and one time he saved a safety in the end zone where he made a great catch. That time it got away from him and like to have cost Vardaman dearly, but it was a penalty against Calhoun City. So now we're at 1st and 14 yards to go with 54 seconds to go in the third quarter, and Jones will be in the shotgun again along with Clemens, and they'll have trips to the left. Jones is waiting on the snap. This time he gets a good snap. He keeps the ball himself, and Clemens tries to block his way as Jones works his way in the middle and gets back to maybe the original line of scrimmage or thereabout, and it'll be 2nd and long. And this will probably wind up being the last play of the quarter unless they throw a pass and stop the clock, because we're down to 29 seconds to go in the third quarter, and we may be able to get one more off, Steve, before the quarter ends.
Yeah, with both teams taking cramp breaks, like you said, it's been cramp city. I would imagine these coaches might just let this clock run down to the fourth quarter and take a breather.
Yeah, as Vardaman looks like they're looking at the clock and going to do that. And very good ball game. Don't go anywhere, folks, because we got a 26-21 at the end of the third, and we'll go down to Adam and Jeremy and see how they sit on the sideline.
The third quarter there, Jeremy. Jones done it all so far in this ball game. 3 interceptions. Malcolm Ellis on 4 for the ball game. One of them returned for a 100-yard touchdown, as we mentioned in the first half. It's a 26-21, but a big play that time on the 4th and goal situation for the Wildcats to come up with that interception by a lineman that time. Really got to put that one on Bellum.
Absolutely. Bellum did a nice job of backing up and trying to sell the play. Give Vardaman credit. The defensive lineman came up, realized it was a screen, kind of closed the middle, so to speak, but the question right there, could have kicked the field goal from 5 yards out, decided to go for it. 26-21 your score here. Vardaman on top as we begin the fourth quarter. Need a big stop here. Do the Wildcats get the ball back and give Bellum and company another opportunity.
We've got 12 more minutes before this one's over. It should be an exciting one. Your score, 26-21. Vardaman. We'll take you to a quick break. Be back with more right after this.
And welcome back to Carter Field. And folks, we got 1 quarter left to determine the outcome of this football game, as we've got a good one with the Calhoun City Wildcats down 21-26, and Vardaman's taking the lead, and they have the ball now with 2nd and 10 on their own end of the field at about the 32-yard line. And Jones will be in the shotgun with Clemens. Got wideouts on each side, and he's looking over the defense. He takes a good snap. He drops in the pocket to throw, and he's going to go deep. And this time the closest man is a Wildcat, but he can't get to it as Jones overthrown his receiver that time, but he overthrown the defenders too and kind of threw it away, I think, that time, Steve.
I think so too. I think Horton's got a leg cramp because he kind of pulled up on that play. The Wildcats defended it very well, and like you said, they were really the only ones that were open back there. And once again, we got another player down with cramps. So with 11:53 left to go in the fourth quarter, Calhoun City trails the Vardaman Rams 26-21.
And welcome back to Carter Field with 11:53. You see Jones putting his man in motion as they're trying to get a first down here, and they operate with a switch type reverse and fumble the football, and a massive race going on with the Wildcats coming up with the football, and a big break for the Wildcats, because now they're going to get to operate 25 yards within their own striking zone, and a big turnover again, Steve. And I'm going to say right now that this is going to determine the football game on how many turnovers and where they stand at the end of this ball game, because I don't think they can stop themselves. It's going to take a big turnover here and there, and so let's see if the Wildcats can capitalize. The last time Vardaman was able to stop them on the turnovers, so let's see what they can do here.
I agree with you. These turnovers are going to play major impact in the decision of this game. And actually, not to be overcritical, but that was the first mistake I've seen Vardaman make. They should have pounced on that ball. They tried to pick it up, and lesson 101 on a fumble, get on top of it. Bellum behind center in the shotgun formation, brings out the Wildcats. He takes it himself up the middle. Oh, he fumbles the ball.
And the Rams are going to get it right back. And that's twice the defense has taken it away from Vardaman, for Vardaman in the red zone, or almost in the red zone. Calhoun City was just 2 or 3 yards from being in the red zone there, and they get the turnover again. Big play in the football game there, Steve.
Oh, absolutely. And here we go again, back-to-back turnovers. 1 second, the Wildcats are just jubilant because they have the ball within the 30-yard line. Short field to go to get ahead of this ball game. Turns right back around, fumbled by Bellum. Rams recover, and it's once again rivalry football. They're hitting each other, leg cramps, you name it, long passes. With 11:41, I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Bray doesn't want to just go ahead and put this thing out of their reach.
Yeah, they just need to stay within themselves. When they try to overdo their offense, when they running smoothly and quickly like a fine oil machine, they do good. And this time Clemens is going to get the handoff and not gain much, but he gets back to the line of scrimmage. But as long as they stay within themselves, they've done fine. When they've tried to overdo something or get extra yardage that they had to have, that's when it seems to be a mistake made there for the Vardaman Rams, especially, and really on both sides of the ball tonight for Calhoun City and Vardaman. So you see Vardaman here with a 2nd and 12 again as they've backed themselves up, and both defenses in the last 5 minutes has kind of taken over the football game, even though Vardaman kind of turned it over and give Calhoun City 2 opportunities here. Both defenses have stood up here a little bit, as you see Jones in a shotgun and got him spread all over the field. He's going to drop in the pocket, and he's looking for an open man. He's got one there.
Clemens.
And good pass to catch by Clemens and Jones as he gets up to the 40-yard line, and he found a seam in the zone and laid it out there perfectly. I thought he was going to kind of float it, but it got there in time before the defender from Calhoun City got there. Beautiful pass and catch by Vardaman.
1st and 10 Rams from their own
Good catch by Clemens. And also does that one thing the Wildcat defense did not want to see, is another set of 4 downs for the Vardaman Rams. Also putting some space between them and their end zone and going towards the Wildcat end zone.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. The last 5 to 7 to 8 minutes, Calhoun City has had the ball close to their end zone, and now it's working its way back to midfield, and Vardaman will be to their advantage to get across midfield here. So Vardaman's working toward midfield as Jones has got the shotgun right, working again with Flooded to the left and 1 man to the right, 2 men in the backfield. He's going to hand off to his horse Clemens, and Clemens stays on his feet and dives forward and maybe gets 7 yards before he falls to the ground. Good run there by Clemens at the end to get the extra yardage.
That second effort by Clemens picked himself up about 2, maybe 3 extra yards to make 2nd down and about 3 for the Vardaman Rams. And once again, here we go. 10 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Vardaman Rams have certainly placed them in position here at midfield to start wearing this clock down. I hate to start talking about the clock at 9 with almost over 9 minutes left to go. But if we're going to have here we got another leg cramp.
Clemens never got up on his feet good before. I don't know if he got the breath knocked out of him. I don't think it's a cramp. I think it's more of a hitting the breath or in the bread basket there, or that type of deal. But I hope he'll be okay. He's a fine running back, and we'll take a break and go down and check it out without him. And Jeremy.
As always, want to thank our sponsors: Bruce Telephone Company, Belk Ford Toyota, Johnson's Furniture, Bruce Eye Clinic, Dr. Eddie Brown, Griffin Motors, Pontotoc Electric Powers Association, Mississippi Marine, Chandler Drugs, Bubba T Smokehouse, 8 Air Carpet, Otuck Supply, Custom Coverage Insurance, Bruce Family Medical Clinic, Dr. Bruce Longest, Merchants and Farmers Bank, Spratland Building Supply, Bonnie's Pageant and Formal Wear, Clausner of Mississippi, Parker Brothers, Weyerhaeuser Company, Calhoun Apparel Incorporated, Brasher's Home Furnishings, Tedford's True Value, Money Connection, Blount Motors, Hawkins Home and Auto, Hunters Hollow, Grisani Rebel Motors, Calhoun Apparel, AgriTurf, BME Furniture, Aberdeen, Piggly Wiggly out of Bruce, Sherman RV, Bancorp South, and King's Tire in Houston. Go by and see Reggie. Brakes and oil change, all your automotive needs in Houston. Once again, we want to remind everybody, thank you for sponsoring us, and we're going to take you to another break. Be back with more football right after these messages.
And welcome back to Carter Field as Clemens kind of got banged up on that play, Steve, and he's going to have to set out this play and see if Jones can kind of do it on his own here.
Yeah, with second and short, like we were saying, let's see if Jones doesn't just take the ball in his own hands and try to get another first down for the Rams.
You called it exactly. He's done a good job in stiff arming and getting loose. As he's done a good job in breaking down the seam on the left side, he used the stiff arm to make a tremendous play there. And when he got a seam, he had the daylight to work his way on down in an outstanding run by Jones and a good call by Coach Bray and Coach Steve here.
Yeah. I tell you what, that was just a wicked stiff arm, and they're going to play that one back on that young man overall. But that's the class. That's a textbook stiff arm. Takes him all the way down to about the 27-yard line of the Wildcats. Once again, they're taking that time off the clock, and I hate to harp on that, but when you're the Wildcat fan and you're behind with 9:12 left to go in the fourth quarter, extended drive by the Vardaman Rams is not what you want to see.
Now the clock's running now with only 9 minutes to play in the football game as Jones waits on the snap, gets it, hands off to Clemens. And Clemens got a huge hole as he runs over one man and breaks his way down to the 5-yard line before he's brought down. And a beautiful run by Clemens as he stepped to the outside and he had one man to beat. And the defender from Calhoun City did hold him down, but not before he gets down to about the 5-yard line.
Excellent run by Clemens. One man between him and Paydirt, and the Wildcat did stop him. However, it takes the ball down 21 yards to first and goal for the Vardaman Rams. They lead with 8:53 left to go in the fourth quarter, 26-21 over the Wildcats. Jones brings out the Rams over center. 3 men in the backfield.
And they go to the standard power I when they do that, and Jones is going to run the quarterback sneak as they've done that earlier in the ball game and scored doing that. They ran it about 2 or 3 plays in a row and just jammed it up the middle until they got in the end zone, as they feel like their front line right there can form a wedge and just plow forward and get a couple of yards every play and run the clock and outscore the Wildcats and run the clock at the same time.
You have two outstanding teams here, the Calhoun City Wildcats from 2A and the Vardaman Rams, which is a 1A school. Looking at this with 8 minutes and 8 seconds left, there's a lot of 1A opponents looking at this Vardaman Ram team right now going, oh my gosh, we got to play these guys.
That's exactly right. They've got a powerful football team on the offensive side as Jones is up underneath center again in the power I. And this time he's going to hand off to Clemens. He's got a little seam as he's going to break it down to about. And he does get into the end zone, I think, and they're going to call it a fumble, and Calhoun City's going to come up with it. And what else could you expect? What else could you expect in a ball game like this? So that's going to keep it right here so it can go either way as the Wildcats get the football on probably the 1 yard line, because I thought he scored. And maybe he did score in the end zone, so they'll get it on the 20 and a big, big break for the Wildcats.
Huge break, and you know, here we go. We're talking about the Vardaman Rams putting in. Wildcats make a stand on a fumble. First game of the season. Well, we have a timeout down on the field. I think we do.
Yeah, we got a timeout with 7:46 to go, and let's take it down with Adam. And welcome back with 7 minutes and 47 tickets to go on this ball game, and you can't go anywhere, folks, as Bellum takes it, and then he pitches out on the option for Fox, and Vardaman was waiting on that as they didn't get nowhere. And the defense has really taken over in the second half, if you think about it, because every time each team gets in the red zone, the defense has made a huge stand on both sides of the ball. And Calhoun City finds himself down by only 5 points with 7:25 to go, and they got to figure out a way to get points on the board. But they've got a long way to go as Vardaman comes within inches of putting this ball game away just a moment ago, Steve.
This is just one of those typical rivalry games where it makes announcers wonder if they can predict anything because it's so unpredictable. With 7 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter, Wildcats, Bellum hands it off. No, keeps it himself over the left side. No, that's Fox, excuse me.
And Fox is going to finally work his way up for about a 4-yard gain before he's knocked backwards. And let's see where they give him his forward progress, because I think he never give up on the run. So he had about 4 or 5 yards, and then he got kind of flooded back, and they're going to wind up giving him maybe a yard and playing. The clock is running 6 minutes and 42 seconds, and you can't run the play every time, run the ball every time with that type of time. It'll be gone, and maybe that's what Calhoun City wants to do, is have one long drive, as I seen Smithville do that to Vardaman last year. They had the ball game won, and Smithville took it 99 or 95 yards and won the ball game at the end. So, and it may be one of those tight finishes, because it's been unbelievable for the first 3 3/4 of this ball game so far. As Bellum's back and going to throw the pass, and Vardaman steps inside and almost intercepts again.
Beecher almost picked that one off, number 1 for the Vardaman Rams. And what does it do? It brings up that 4th down for the Wildcats, and this is a big decision with 6 minutes left to go. It's 4th down and roughly 8. You're back on within about your 20-yard line, and you're down by 5 points. This is one of those coaching calls that's tough. You almost have to punt it.
You got to punt it with 6 minutes, and put faith in your defense. And they've been able to hold Vardaman out most of the second half after the turnover and all. So you just about got to punt the ball and hope that you can make a stop here. And Vardaman should be in good field position, have an opportunity to maybe put the game away, as he does get a good punt off, and the Wildcats are waiting to finish. Clemens is looking for an opening, as he does take it and turn back in. I'm sorry, it's Jones. But he'll wind up on the inside of his own 50-yard line in their territory. And Vardaman, you have to think now, can smell a little bit of this and can taste a little bit of this victory if they can hang on to the ball and work it for about 5 minutes and 50 seconds.
And I agree with you. Now, the whole thing is, Bray, is he going to play it close to the vest and wear that clock down? Earlier in the game, we saw Ray from the Wildcats actually throw the ball. It cost him a couple of times on interceptions, but he did there. He opened that playbook up. So, all right, as the Vardaman Rams come to a timeout, water break, I believe, with 5:58 to go. Vardaman Rams 26, Calhoun City Wildcats 21. We'll be right back after checking with Adam and Jeremy on the sidelines.
I want to thank a couple of special sponsors, Chandler Drugs, J.R. Denton in Calhoun City. Thank him, and also King's Tire in Houston, Reggie Callahan. For brakes and oil change, go by and see Reggie in Houston. Once again, thanks to all of our many sponsors who sponsor W07BN Sports. We're going to take you to another break and come back with more action. Don't go anywhere right after these messages.
Welcome back to Carter Field with only 5 minutes and 58 seconds, and the Vardaman Rams a scrimmage from the 46-yard line, their own 46-yard line, as Jones waits on the snapback, takes it, hands off to his first man through, and Clemens is trying to get some yardage, and he maybe gets a half a yard at the most, but the main thing is the clock is rolling now, and only 5 minutes and 40 seconds, and Clemens is exhausted almost, it looks like, as he's coming up limping just about every play now, as he's a while ago he got hurt and got his bell rung, and now it looks like more of a leg type thing. That could be kind of a cramp type of injury there, as he didn't make it off the field, and we got another timeout. So with the timeout on the field, let's take it down to Adam. And welcome back to Carter Field, as they're working on Clemens' leg, and this time I think, Steve, it's going to be a cramp, as most of these kids have experienced that so far tonight. But we've got 5 minutes and 25 seconds to play in the football game. Vardaman has the ball on the 45-yard line, 2nd and 9, and they're trying to run 5 minutes off the clock here. And it'd have to be an upset because of how good Calhoun City's tradition has been, and you know they'll be highly ranked, and so you got a 1A upsetting a 2A if that can continue on, and this what happened is Jones takes another high snap, and this time he's going to be met behind the line of scrimmage, breaks 2 tackles, and then fumbles the football, but he was going to be down as As I was saying, Steve, though, if Vardaman can pull this, it would have to be considered an upset because Calhoun City's got to be one of your favorite 2As in the state.
Oh, I agree with you. And the Wildcats, I mean, folks, these are a rivalry game. And, you know, you got something about 12 miles separate these schools on the same highway, and it's just dog eat dog, so to speak. But the Vardaman Rams have certainly been as impressive. The Wildcats have been impressive. This game is not over yet. And both these schools have such firepower. We've seen a lot of them laying down with leg cramps. But let's don't forget, either team at a moment's notice can throw that ball about 30, 40 yards and score.
Big play here for Vardaman as they got a third down position ahead of them with only 4 minutes, and Calhoun City needs to make a stand if they're going to have a chance. Jones in the pocket throw, got a man down deep, but he's well defended, but he comes over and makes an outstanding catch. As he waits on the ball, as the defender from Calhoun City went up a little early, and then Vardaman went up and caught the pass. And that's a big, big play in this football game, Steve.
Yeah, like we were just talking about, each team can throw the ball 30 or 40 yards at any given time. This time the Vardaman Rams to Hawks for about a 37-yard gain. Really, I don't want to put the nail in the coffin because, hey, if we don't remember, just a few plays ago, Clemens was 1 inch from the touchdown, fumbled, and the Wildcats got the ball back.
Outstanding pass and catch there. When you're talking about 1A football, 2A football, 3A, or whatever in high school, when you can wait on the football and go up and make a snag like that, with 3 minutes and 45 seconds to go in a football game, that's big time. And I don't care if it's Starkville or Vardaman. And so Jones is up underneath center again, and this time he's going to try to run it to the left. Got a little block, and he cuts inside, and he's going to get 2 or 3 yards as he's knocked forward to about the 6-yard line. So Vardaman is inching their way closer to an upset here with only 3 minutes and 24 seconds. You can see the people over here kind of tasted a little bit as people are kind of walking around and wondering if it could happen. And all Vardaman's got to do is let this clock run and get on the scoreboard, and then let the chips fall as they may.
I couldn't say that you could find a spot on the fence, so to speak, right now with 3 minutes left to go at Carter Field. The Vardaman side is getting intense, like we have talked about. Could they pull this upset with 2:55 left to go in the fourth quarter? Jones.
Yep, Jones working the clock. That's all I was going to say. He's working the clock with trips to the right over there, and he waits till it's almost down, and he's going to fumble the football, and he falls forward on it. He does fall forward on it, but he fumbled the football, and I was thinking, well, here we go again. But we got 2:38 to go, and he does fall forward. He's got a third down here, so he's got to work this clock here. He's going, Brady's going to work the clock as long as he can work it, and that's what I was going to say a while ago. And then try to work the way in, and if they can score right here, the ball game's pretty well history because they've worked the clock pretty good.
That's right. And the Vardaman Rams do have a possibility to get a first down, even though it's limited. If they get it down to about the half-yard line, they could get another set of downs. So it's 3rd and 4 to go. Jones behind center, the shotgun formation, 3 wide for the Rams. Watching that clock tick off. 2 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. He's going to let it run down as far as possible.
Got an alley. He could get in. He did.
Touchdown.
The Vardaman Rams score with 1 minute and 49 seconds to go, Steve. And that's a big, big play as Vardaman ran that clock to perfection. And he was waiting for the 1 second on the clock for the referee to call it. And he called it at a perfect time, and then found a little seam and worked his way into the end zone. And that's going to make it 32-21 with an extra point pending here, and a big, big play for the Vardaman Rams.
That's right, and I tell you, and I just love it when I see this in high school football. Coach Bray almost set that play up. If you remember, just recount the last 4 plays. You had 3 wide to the right. Each of the 2 previous plays, Jones took off to the left. This time he came back to the right, and like you called it, there was an alley. And he saw it, and he took it in for the touchdown to take the Vardaman Rams up 32-21 over the Calhoun City Wildcats. We do have a break on the field right now waiting.
We're waiting on the extra point as Vardaman has just scored and made it 32-21. The snap backs down, the kicks up, the whistle blows. And I don't know if we have all sides or what, but they stopped it, so it may be an illegal procedure. And then we may have another penalty here on roughing the kicker. But the flags went down before the ball ever got up, Steve. And a wonderful football game. It could have went either way. Let's stop right here and talk about it while we have an opportunity, because Vardaman took advantage of some breaks, and it finally paid off for them. But Calhoun City had some breaks that they made, and they just didn't capitalize a couple times when they had the chance. But two evenly matched football teams here tonight that fought their hearts out.
Yeah, and you can't say anything more about these two teams in the first game of the season. They've really come out and given it their all. And like you said, for a turnover here, a turnover there, a missed opportunity, this was a dead even ball game. Even though the Rams are about to try an extra point to go up 33-21 over the Calhoun City Wildcats. For opening game of the season, this is impressive. I'm impressed by both teams.
Fun football game to watch tonight. As you see Jones this time in the power I, and they just gonna run it up the middle and see if they can blast their way in, and they do get it. So that'll make it a 34-21 ball game. Now, folks, with 1 minute and 49 seconds to go, the Vardaman Rams are tasting the victory now. Let's take it down to Adam and Jeremy and let them discuss it.
And guys, that looks like this is going to do your ball game here. You still got 1 minute 49 seconds left. A lot of time left on the clock. Just a lot of points to make up. And Jeremy, this has just been the Jones show from the second quarter on in this one. This kid has done it all tonight, and he's looks like on his way to pull up a big opening round. You got to call it an upset because people favored Calhoun City in this one.
Well, certainly we were some of those people that you saw favoring Calhoun City, but you got to give a lot of credit to Jones. He carried this team 4 minutes, 11 seconds on that last drive, put one in the end zone, complete the 2-point conversion, up by 13 with a little under 2 minutes to go. All you got to do is just play conservatively, play back, don't let anything get behind you, and Vardaman's going to start this season off 1-0. A big, big win for this football program.
As we talk about 1:49 left to go here, we'll take you to a quick break. Calhoun City trailing by 13. Who knows, in this type of ball game, we can see some excitement with players like Bellum and Fox on the field, but we'll be back with more right after this.
Welcome back to Carter Field in this first opening season game between the Calhoun City Wildcats and the Vardaman Rams. The Vardaman Rams have just scored again to take the lead of 34-21 over the Calhoun City Wildcats. The teams are separated here, 13 points, and about 13 miles apart from each school. So with 1 minute 49 left to go, what we've seen is just everything tonight. That's basically, this is a keeper.
Yeah, fun football game to watch. I've really enjoyed it. As you see, Vardaman kicks a little putsch kick and hoping that maybe they can get a hold of the football and cause a keep. And this time they'll go out of bounds and get the ball on the 35-yard line. Smart play for the Calhoun City. It takes no time off the clock. But they'll have to score a couple times to even have a chance to win. With 1 minute 49, you never say never, but you know, you look for Vardaman to kind of play prevent and kind of make Calhoun City beat you with taking a lot of time off the clock.
Yeah, with that last score, it really turned it into a 2-possession game for the Wildcats to come back. If it had been 1 possession or 1 score, rather, this thing still would have been wide open with a minute 49 left. But that last score just could be too much for the Wildcats to overcome.
Yeah, they've got a long hill to climb, and I'm sure they won't quit till the last tick stops. But Vardaman's sitting in pretty good shape now, as you see. Bellum under center with spread out formation there, and we're gonna go to a passing game here, and then he's gonna run for what he can get out of it. As he gets 10 or 12 and he breaks it loose and gonna get 15 to 20, and hey, maybe that's the way you want to do it. Maybe everybody thinks you're gonna pass it and get 30 at a time, and if you can do that and then get an onside kick, well, it's not over. And that's the reason I said a while ago it's not over till it's over. But Calhoun City will have 2 timeouts to work with and 1 minute and 37 seconds to try to make up a lot of ground.
That's right, but when you got a good quarterback like Bellum back there that you can rip off 35 yards, we could have a nail biter here if he happens to put it in here in the next few plays.
As Bellum looks over the defense, this time he's trying to pass, and he's got a man wide open. As he throws in the middle, he's hit hard, and the ball's knocked loose. As I thought, number 5 for the Wildcats, Denton had a chance to catch the football, but it just good lick at the very end of the play there as the ball was met about the time that the Vardaman Ram met him, and a good play on the Vardaman side with 1 minute 15 to go.
The second down 10, Wildcats.
Like you said, with 1 minute and 15 to go, second down and 10, ball on the 44-yard line of Vardaman Rams. Wildcat possession. Bellum, behind center.
They're going to work the sideline. He catches the football and gets brought down as he should have caught it and turned out and went to the outside and stopped some time. But you know, the kid thought he could get some more yards, and so now Calhoun City will have to burn another timeout. And they'll be close to another first down.
Wildcats take the ball. Bellum keeps it up the middle. Still on his feet.
Bellum gets all he can get out of the play. As you see, the stopping the clock again, and so
pick up a first down for the Wildcats.
that'll be for the chain movement, and the Wildcats should just come to the line of scrimmage and be ready to scrimmage as soon as the whistle blows. As Bellum got all he could get out of it at the 18-yard line with 53 seconds to go and the clock ticking. Bellum waits on the snap back. He's got a man breaking deep. He's got him, but he didn't see him, and now he's going to try to run. He's going to get to the outside of the 10. He's going to get into the end zone before he scores. So with 39 seconds to go, folks, the Wildcats will get back on the board and make it a 34-27 ball game. And the extra point pending. So the Wildcats aren't through scoring yet, as they got some more points on the board, and now you have to determine if or see if the Wildcats can get the onside kick, if they can convert this extra point.
You know, we were talking about that just a few seconds ago. Both these teams, not only in this game but throughout the year, all have the talent to score from way out, from 34 yards out. The only question that comes to mind now is, has the Wildcats used too much time? Can they get the offside kick? And can the Vardaman Rams get the possession back and hold on to it?
Yep, as the kick's up, and it looks like it's good from here, and it is. So they're one possession away and only 39 seconds to go, and now we're waiting on an onside kick to see exactly what happens. And let's take it down to Adam and Jeremy and see what they think about it.
A lot of people have left this football field right now, but Malcolm Bellum just made this interesting. It's a 34-28 ball game. We've got an onside kick coming up here. Jeremy, can't ask for a better game to open up the season.
Absolutely, 65 yards for Calhoun City very quickly, helped out by the kick out of bounds. So we'll go see here. You've got 39 seconds left. We're about to have an onside kick. Not over yet.
We'll take you to a quick break. Come back with the onside kick right after this.
And welcome back to Carter Field with only 39 seconds to go, Steve. We're waiting to see if Calhoun City will just about put the pooch kick into effect and see if they can come up with an onside kick. And with 39 seconds, you can't never tell, you know, how the ball will bounce here, so the ball game's not over. And you're looking at overtime if they could get it and put it into the end zone. So big play here for the Vardaman Rams and the Calhoun City Wildcats, as neither team wants to go down.
Yeah, the Rams need to tighten it up. I don't know if I would call a timeout. And I think they did. I'm not trying to coach up here. I'm just saying that wasn't very tight.
And a good decision right there is Bray puts his hands in now and waits on the and gets his big lineman out of the way. I don't think it's going to be one of these blocking type long kickoff returns. So you get your hands in there and try to get on the football. And Bray waited to the last second, and then he's put him out there, and he's got all of his hands people out there now, and a good job by Bray in seeing that. So the only hope Calhoun City would have is to come up with some kind of a onside kick, and Vardaman's going to do everything they can to keep that from happening.
Yeah, that's some good coaching. And when you look out in that field and realize what's going on, you got not necessarily the wrong personnel, but you can put better personnel in there, the good hands people, so to speak. Tighten up the formation a little bit. You can't, that timeout in your pocket is not going to do any good after this ball game, 39 seconds from now.
And another thing he done was he waited to see how Calhoun City positioned to kick. Then he called the timeout and stuck his hands people where he thought they were going to kick the football, and I thought that was a good move.
And get ready, folks. The Wildcats are setting up for an onside kick, and wait to hear this crowd if they recover it, because there's only 39 seconds left in the game. The Wildcats have shown they can score from a long distance. The Vardaman Rams are hoping they'll get a good bounce right to somebody and fall on it. And here we go.
Turner to kick off.
Turner to kick off. It has to go 10 yards.
Good kick. Just got to get.
Oh.
And the Wildcats do come up with it, so hang around, folks. We got 37 seconds now. I don't know if the Vardaman Rams come up and touch the ball before it went 10 yards or not, but right now they're calling it Calhoun City's football. And with 37 seconds to go, this football game is a long way from being over.
That's, I believe a Ram
For injury.
touched it. That's because it didn't go 10 yards, so a Ram must have come up or it came off of him. But once again, we have a timeout, and folks, please come back because it's 37 left. Excuse me, I'm getting tongue-tied and excited here with 37 seconds left at Carter Field here in Vardaman. Well, down to Adam and Jeremy on the sidelines.
Well, welcome back to Carter Field, and hang on, folks, as the Wildcats got the football about midfield, and Bellum's waiting underneath center. He's got 3 men going down, one wide open in the middle, but he can't get the football to him. And I thought he had gotten the seam there for a second, Steve, and Bellum made a bad pass that time. He never could get the ball up high enough to get it to the, with only 31 seconds left to go. You don't have to get it all at one time, but you do need to start getting positive yards. You can't sit back here and go for it every time. You got to get 15, 20 yards a lick and work your way on down.
I tell you what's impressive on that one was that the Vardaman Rams were rushing hard, but the Wildcats line held their ground and did give Bellum plenty of time to throw that ball.
Yeah, good point. As you see Bellum this time flooding to the right side with 1 man in the backfield in the shotgun. He's waiting on the snap back. He drops in the pocket, got plenty of time. He's now feeling a little pressure, and he's going to run the football. He's coming to the left side, and he's got a little hole as he breaks in the middle. Now he's going to be tackled around the 29-yard line with only 15 to 16 seconds. So you still, good play there. You got time to run 2 more plays. He got half of it there. If you can get 2 more plays and have an opportunity to score.
Wildcats could call a timeout with 16 seconds left to go. Yeah, we're going to leave you and go down to Adam and Jeremy with the score. Vardaman Rams 34, Calhoun City Wildcats 28. All right, we're back at Carter Field, and if you're a Wildcat fan that left a few minutes ago, you're going to regret it because the Wildcats have the ball on the Vardaman 28-yard line with 16 seconds left to go.
Bellum under center. He's going to run a reverse as he's got it over to his running back, Fox, and Fox gets a little seam. Got a penalty flag down as we got a holding, more than likely a holding from where the flag was called, and Fox did work his way out of bounds, but we have 7 seconds left and time for 1 more play, and I think it's going back Calhoun City up.
I think it is too, and in fact it looked like a body slam by the left tackle. I have to look at the replay, but it sure looked like that wasn't just holding. He took him all the way down to the ground.
That's a big call right there, Steve, is Calhoun City was in, they're still in striking distance, but it would have been a lot easier to get the ball to the end zone from the 20-yard line. You could have had some type of pass and run. Here they just about got to depend on a pass.
That's right. In fact, from the point of origin when that penalty took place, they're going to take it back 10 yards. And from where the ball was left before the penalty was about the same spot Bellum ran it in just a few minutes ago for a touchdown. So, taking themselves out of not bad. Well, that's the ball game. How did that happen?
They started the clock. And the coaches was over there, and I seen that Calhoun City had the back turn, and so I don't know how this is going to play out, but Calhoun City did not like what was called there. They had run out of timeouts, but on a penalty, I didn't think the clock was supposed to start until the ball was set. But anyway, they may have set the play down, but the way that they're arguing over there now, I don't know who's going to come on top of this, because Calhoun City had the back turned, and I seen them counting the clock off over here. And so they was waiting on the ball to be set.
Game. There goes
so it is going to be the football game as Calhoun City had their back turned and didn't see the clock run out. And what a way to finish a football game, Steve.
Well, you know, you hate to see it finish that way, but it's just one of those things that will go down in the Calhoun City Vardaman rivalry legends of 2006, the game that ended by the referees.
Well, everything else had happened tonight, so what else could you ask for on the opening night?
Yeah.
And you know, a tremendously fought football game on both sides. You can't take nothing from either side, but a good ball game to watch, a fun game to watch if you like offense. And you know, I hate to see it end in one way like that, but then again, what else can you ask for, because everything else has happened.
Yes, and both these teams, as we leave you and go back down to Adam and Jeremy, just want to say both teams showed excellent pride, endurance, and gave it all there tonight. But right now, we're going to take you back down to Jeremy and Adam with the score. Vardaman Rams 34, Calhoun City Wildcats 28.
Well, Jeremy, I'll tell you what a way to start the 2006 football season. This ball game had a little bit of everything and then some in it. But Jeremy, you're like me, and I think a lot of other people in this stadium right now wondering what just happened on the football field. According to what we saw, Mark Fox got out of bounds and there was a penalty call. Now, of course, I'm not too quick on the rules or anything, but to me, if it's called during the play and it got out of bounds, the clock is still stopped. But either way it goes, the officials did come in between and talk to it, discuss it to the football coach. Mike Ray didn't put up too big of a fit about it, so apparently they made the right call. Vardaman with a huge win, exciting win here. Calhoun City just couldn't get it in the end.
Well, it's disappointing way to end the ball game, especially for us as viewers, because you wanted to at least have Calhoun City get a shot to maybe throw a pass deep in the end zone. Everybody wants to see a Hail Mary, but you can talk about and rehash the last 7 seconds. But the game was won in the second half by Vardaman. Every time they got down, they come back. Terrence Jones, Kelvin Clement. The receivers stepped up for Vardaman. We talked about could they get the passing game going. The answer is yes. Calhoun City had no answer for the passing game, and you got to give it to Clemens and Jones. They did an outstanding job collecting over 300 yards between them. Hats off to Vardaman. They pull off the first big upset of the 2006 high school football season.
Well, I'll tell you what, if this is the start of the 2006 season, let's go ahead and get to Friday next week. We'll go over some quick stats here. You talk about Clemens, 52 yards in the first half on 10 carries. 54 of those yards actually came in the first quarter, -2 in the second quarter. 88 total yards on 15 carries. You had Jones, the man amongst boys tonight, I guess you can say, 21 carries, 91 yards. The last touchdown was a 4-yard touchdown. He also had a 100-yard interception return for a touchdown. He had 127 total yards in interception returns. He threw for 8 of 14 for, I believe, one touchdown. It was a 64-yard touchdown, but he threw for 170 yards as well. I tell you what, we talked about them, the 4 kids that were going to be a factor in this ball game. They ended that way. Bellum got them back in the ball game, but Jones, this kid did it all tonight. 3 interceptions as well.
Absolutely. We talked about it at halftime. I mentioned where would Vardaman be without Mr. Jones. The answer is they would not have even been close in this football game without Jones. Take your hat off to him. He kept this team in the ball game. He won this ball game for this program. And you flip-flop Calhoun City, too many mistakes is all you can say about that. They had a 21-7 lead early in this ball game. All of a sudden they let it vanquish, and you're walking away with an 0-1 start and a bad taste in your mouth going into next Friday night.
Absolutely, and they got to rebound quickly next Friday night. This is going to be interesting how these two teams play. One off an emotional win, always to come back on, and Calhoun City, which has almost become just storybook for Calhoun City, questionable endings to a ball game that have cost them the ball games if you look back over their career. But hats off to Vardaman. They got it done tonight.
Absolutely. You can't say Vardaman won this football game. Calhoun City lost it in some sense, but Vardaman won this football game. They did everything they had to do. They fought back from adversity. That was one thing we were questioning in our preseason show. Could they fight back from adversity? The answer is yes, and this is a win that can do wonders for a football team that's looking to make a name for itself in 1A. And we'll see how these two teams handle this opening game. Calhoun City, how will they respond? First time they get real adversity early in the season. And for Vardaman, don't get too high. There's still 11 weeks left in the season. So it'll be interesting to see how these two teams handle it from here, but a great way to start the season. And we've got a lot to look forward to if this is the kind of start we're going to see.
Absolutely. So 1A, take note, Vardaman making a loud noise tonight in 1A football. We're going to take it to a quick break. We'll come back with some more post-game shows, see if we can get up with Coach Bray and possibly Jones after the ball game. And